chickadees! It's Wine and Crime Wednesday, and holy smokes, did things pop off in the legal world today? Let me tell you, I'm not drinking wine tonight because I've got some whining that I need to do because freaking Alec Murdaugh is getting a new trial. Can't believe it. And I will say, if that warrants a new trial, then there should be absolutely positively no question about whether Zach Adams should get a new trial, because there was way more in the neighborhood of shenanigans in Zach Adams' trial than Alec Murdaugh. Oh, I'm so angry about it. But at least he's still behind bars because, of course, he stole all kinds of money and lied about money and forge accounts and all of that fun stuff. So he's still going to be behind bars. So yes, Kelly, it is completely Courthouse Becky's fault. All of it is. Sorry, my computer decided to, or StreamYard decided to do a little break there. But no, she had to insert herself into it and become part of the story. We do so appreciate that, Becky Hill. Thank you. But in good news, Corey, happy birthday, dear Eric. The woman that murdered you got life without parole. Woo, woo. I am happy. Thank goodness for that. I have not watched any of it. Here's why I haven't watched any of it. I am going to make sure I'm at home and I am in comfy clothes, a safe space, and comforting snacks, because I know I'm going to be a blithering idiot crying with all these victim impact statements. So don't ask me about what happened. That is literally all I know. LWAP is all I know. Thank goodness. And I haven't finished reading the prosecution's sentencing memo. So I need to finish that first, and then I'm going to sit down and watch today's proceedings because I want to hear what Judge Mrazek has to say to little Miss Corey. Didn't quite go the way I think she planned and hoped and it had intended it would go. Let me say hello to some people on this fine hump day. Hey, Kristen. Good evening to you as well. And my marvelous mod, Kelly, is here with us this evening. Peppermint PJ. She's back with us. And KS Granny. Holly, she decided she had to come back. KS Granny's got her iced tea in hand and she is ready to go. Who else we have in here? Debbie, hello. Thanks for coming on back to Misdemeanor's Chickadee Coop. And let me see if there's anybody else I need to say hello to. Yes, Bloodworth. Not worthy. Not worthy of his phenomenally written sentencing memo. Hey, Serenity. Serenity came back tonight too. And yes, that's my thing. I need to have all the comfort things happening when I watch it. It's not something I can do while I'm driving to work in the car. And I definitely can't do it while I'm eating my lunch. No. Not conducive to that particular environment. I'm going to have to, like, in the evening after Mr. Demeanor goes to bed, pop it on the old 85-inch and bawl my eyes out, because that's what I think will happen. Alrighty, so we left off on Monday. We had just found out that the state rested their case against Stefon Diggs. If you are new this evening, let me fill you in. Stefon Diggs is being accused of assault and some other things too. Hang on, let me get my life in order. Felony strangulation and misdemeanor assault and battery charges. No relation to me. And the state put up 2 witnesses. They put up the complainant, or in her eyes, the victim. Her name is Mila. And they put up as a witness the law enforcement individual that interviewed her. That's it. And then they rested their case. And so this is where we are. She was his personal chef. She lived in the home. She is claiming he strangled her and her words were smacked her across the face on the right side, but he was using his right hand. You see, that's the first problem. And there were many, many other problems. Kelly Clarkson has the song Little Miss Independent. I call her Little Miss Opportunist. Little Miss Opportunist. That is my name for Ms. Mila. And that's where we are now. We're now going to start the defense's case. And I'm super excited because this is feeling a little bit like Karen Reed. I would always get excited about cross-examination and any witnesses that the defense was putting up, because I'm like, oh, these people actually make the picture clearer for me. That's exactly how this feels. So let's get into it. Oh, also, if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button, you should do both. If you haven't become a member, you might want to consider it. You get cool extra emojis. And if you're on the Twix, thank you so much for watching. If you're on Replay Crew, I truly appreciate all of my Replay Crew individuals, especially Factual Lie. She is almost always on the Replay Crew because I believe there's a time zone issue there. So I appreciate that very much. What else can I tell you? Go check out the merchandise. I'm hoping I'm going to get some merchandise before I leave for CrimeCon, and I will be donning some of it at CrimeCon. And I'll also have my cool business cards to hand out because I'm hoping to make some good connections while I'm there, especially when I go to Creator Row. All right. I think I've gotten some housekeeping done now. Let's do it. Let me get us a-going. I think this is where I put myself before. And also, I think I screwed up on Monday night. I think somebody paid for a super chat, and I think I put it on the screen, but I don't know that I said anything about it. And I don't remember who that was, but my sincere apologies. I ended up having some tirade about I don't even know what. And I thought, did I ever say anything about that wonderful super chat? So I apologize. I'm going to try to do better because that is exceptionally rude. And I hope I do not get called a rude person on here. Although on the Twix, there's been some rumors about that. I don't think Lil Drummer Boy is here, but Lil Drummer Boy knows what I'm talking about on the Twix. So, alrighty, let's do this. Oh, I thought I had us ready.
calls Michael Perry.
Michael Perry. And I was not a Stefon Diggs fan. I'm turning into one because of
Please raise
this.
your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Give me a second.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name for the jury?
Yes, my name is Michael Perry. Last name Perry.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I do digital forensics for a company called Level Blue.
Okay. And how long have you worked for that company in that role?
Essentially 15 years through a number of acquisitions. Level Blue recently acquired Strauss Friedberg, who I worked for a number of years.
All right. So you've been in your position for a number of years, essentially with the same company. The name has changed at the top of the header. Is that fair to say?
That is.
All right. Prior to that, what kind of experience did you have?
Your Honor, Commonwealth would stipulate that this witness's credentials.
Oh,
Thank you.
hallelujah.
I'm gonna-
To your discretion.
Move along. Thank you. So just
Oh,
quickly, prior, what was
hallelujah.
your
I hate
experience,
having to go through all
to working
that.
for the company that ended up becoming Level Blue.
I worked for Strauss Friedberg. Prior to that, Aon. Then Aon acquired Strauss Friedberg. Strauss Friedberg acquired Elysium Digital.
Holy smokes.
So that was kind of the progression. But I held the same position.
Okay. And before that, did you work as an investigator of any kind?
I did. I worked for the Plymouth County Sheriff's Department as a digital evidence analyst.
How long did you do that?
It was about 5 years.
Okay. So my math is correct, you've been analyzing digital evidence for about 20 years then?
That's right.
And do you have to undergo certain kinds of specialized training on how to do that?
Yes.
And I imagine if technology is developing, you have to kind of get retrained on that fairly often. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Do you have any experience in dealing with digital data with regard to iPhones?
I do.
Right. And can you just describe kind of when we're talking about digital data from a phone, what does that mean? What does that look like?
Digital data from a phone is, data stored on the phone is extracted out. So I have special tools, forensic tools that I use to connect to the phone, pull all the data that I can from it, and then I load it into some applications to look at the data and find out what data is stored there. And, I can put together reports of data that might be relevant to a case.
Okay. And so when you say data, what does that mean?
Do you jack it all up like Ian Whiffen? That's what I really want to know.
So for a phone, it would include the things that you would use your phone for. History of phone calls, text messages, pictures that you take with the phone, maybe some internet browsing.
So when a user does all those things on a phone, is there kind of information recorded inside the phone tracking the user's movements?
It can, yeah. Whatever the user does with the phone typically is stored on the phone.
Understood. I'm going to ask you to take a look at the binder in front of you, Mr. Perry. I'm going to ask you to turn to, I believe it's marked C.
Okay.
You see
And Higgins.
that front page there. It looks like it says Celebrate at the top right corner. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. What are we looking at there in Exhibit 3?
This is the first page of a report that I put together after preserving one of two of Mr. Diggs's phones. So this is the first page of one of those reports.
All right. And so the report you're talking about, fair to say that's a number of pages there in Exhibit 3, correct?
It is.
All right. And that contains data from the phone that you just mentioned from December 2nd. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
I'm going to ask that you turn the page in Exhibit 3 to, there's a little number on the bottom right corner that says 113 on the right. It ends 113, I should say.
Okay.
All right. So I want to kind of direct your attention here to this two messages in the middle of the page. The first begins, you will be paying me out for the season and the money you said you would give me for my business. It continues. Do you see that kind of blue bubble that we're looking at there?
I do.
All right. What are we seeing on the page here of the report when you see the blue bubble on the left and the green bubble on the right?
So this is an exchange of messages from the two parties. And you might think like, oh, I know blue bubbles and green bubbles. That's familiar. Like blue bubble is an Apple iPhone and a green might be an Android. But in this case, it's just to distinguish between the two parties. So the color doesn't really mean much here in that both parties had iPhones. So these are all just iMessages. But it's the report is in conversation view. So it's meant to look like you're looking at a phone. And so the owner of the phone, Mr. Diggs, is the messages on the right in green, and on the left, their messages from Miss Adams and they're in blue.
Put them on the screen.
Fair to
Publish.
say, in terms of Mr. Diggs and Miss Adams specifically, that those are you don't know Miss Adams, correct?
I do not.
You're just going off of the contact information in the phone and the cellular phone number on the page.
That's correct.
Please turn to the next page, ending 114. So, looking at this box on the top left corner of the box on the left, that page has a bubble that says, "In ruining that bitch life." Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All right. Up in the top left corner of that, there are two phone numbers. What are those two phone numbers? What's the significance of the data in the top left corner?
They're it's the contact information for both parties that are in this conversation. So you have a from number. The stored contact name is Mila Chef. And then you have the two, which is the owner of the phone who's receiving the message. That's the numbers in the top left.
Okay. And so would those be the two phones having the conversation in the iMessage chat?
Yes.
Kind of going down to the middle of the page, it indicates there's a time there that says 12/2/2025, 5:35:01 p.m. UTC +0. Can you explain what that means?
Yes, that's the time stamp when the message was read. And UTC is it's a universal time coordinated, which just means universal time, which is the time basically in London at the time. And it's kind of like a standard to base timestamps off of, where at the time of this message in December of 2025, we're not in daylight savings time, so our time zone is -5. So Eastern is -5 from that UTC time.
All right. So the UTC +0, you would need to subtract 5 to get to Eastern Standard.
That's correct.
All right. And so looking down at the bottom here of that same message, in the bottom right corner, it says 12/2/2025, 5:34, 43 seconds p.m. UTC +0. What's that?
That's the time the message was delivered to the phone.
And when you say the phone, that would be the user's phone.
That would be the user's phone, Mr. Dix's phone in this case.
And again, the same calculation would apply. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
So that message was delivered to Mr. Diggs's phone at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's correct.
Middle of the day. Got it. That's I want to make sure I was
Looking at
mathing
this box,
correctly.
the kind of corner, the bottom right corner we just talked about. You said that's when it was delivered to the phone, the user's phone. Is there any way, for any other way, I should say, for one of these blue boxes, one of these messages to appear in an iMessage chat?
No, I mean, it's just sent from the user. That's part of the conversation that we see here.
Okay. And so the user in the right on the green, is there any way that that person could create a message on the other side of the conversation?
No, a user is not able to insert a message into a conversation just on one side of, in their own phone.
So a user could insert messages into iMessage on their own side of the conversation, but not on the side of the person they're talking to.
They can only send the message. They can't go into a conversation and just put a message, put a message in there. It has to be sent
came from
that two-way communication.
Conversely, if the user of an iPhone wanted to erase messages on their side of the iMessage chat, would that be possible?
Yes.
If, just directing your attention to the bottom right of page 114, there's a green box on the right. That's a message Mr. Diggs sent. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. If that message were deleted, would you be able to tell from the data that was extracted?
Possibly.
Okay.
And the reason why is that on an iPhone, if you delete a message, it actually gets retained for 30 days. So if you have an iPhone, you can go back and recover that message. Maybe if you deleted it by accident or something, you can recover it within 30 days. After 30 days, it's not recoverable.
All right. And so you could see the data for 30 days if a user deleted it, if you extracted their phone, correct?
Within that 30 days.
All right.
Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was a 30-day window. Boy, this kind of makes me think a lot about Ian Withen's testimony in Karen Reed. I don't remember this ever coming up. Interesting. Did not know that. That is a new tidbit of information for me.
How about if they deleted it and you just looked at the screen?
If they deleted it and you looked at the screen, no, you'd have to go to the menu and look at recently deleted.
Understood. I may have one moment, Your Honor.
Yes. We're going to zippity doo dah for his moment.
Just a few more questions, Judge. Apologies. I'm going to ask you, Mr. Perry, to turn to Exhibit 4. That's marked D. And I only got a couple questions for you on this. So I'm going to ask you to turn to the page that is marked 182, bottom right corner.
Okay.
All right. And so fair to say there's a message there that in the bottom left
What
corner
message? What are we talking about? I feel suspense building.
says, reacted to, all good. You know, I try not to make things bigger than what they are. You got your own life and things you deal with. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. So going to the time in the bottom right corner of that message, it says 12/11/2025, 8:37, 21 seconds a.m. UTC -5. Can you explain what that means time-wise?
Yes. So this is UTC -5, which means it's Eastern time because it's in December. So it's Eastern time zone. And what that means is for this report, after I preserve the phone, I load it into the application, my forensic application, and it parses the data that I extracted from the phone, and it recognizes that it looks like this phone is in Eastern time zone. Would you like me to translate the timestamps into that? And for this one, I hit yes. And so it's giving us a timestamp that's translated to Eastern time where the phone was used. The other report, I must have hit no for that, and it was just UTC.
Okay. And so
Got it.
Exhibit 3, there is no conversion in the actual report, and Exhibit 4 there is for the time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Wow, that was easy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For the Exhibit 3, this extraction, when did you perform this extraction?
This extraction was April 13th, I believe it was.
And Exhibit 4, when did you perform that exact extraction?
I believe that was the next day.
So is that these text messages were sent in December?
December of 2025.
So the extraction report you did in April was beyond the 30 days, right?
That's correct.
So if someone had deleted messages from this, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Not from looking at this phone, no.
Nothing further.
What?
Anything further? No. Thank you, sir. You may sit down.
Thank you.
That's it? Oh, okay. Let's zippity doo dah to the. I'm okie doke. Who we got?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony
Oh,
you're about to give
I
in this
don't
hearing
think I'd want
shall be
to
the
mess
truth,
with
the whole
her.
truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, you do.
You may sit or stand, whatever you feel.
She looks like she is a very no nonsense kind of woman.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Janelle Sales, Sales,
Oh,
Where are you from?
Maryland.
What do you do for a living, Ms. Salas?
I am the chief of staff to Mr. Diggs.
oh, I
You say
bet
Mr.
she
Diggs,
is.
That's Stefon Diggs?
Correct.
How long have you been Mr. Diggs' chief of staff?
Since July 2023.
What are your responsibilities? What do you do day to day as his chief of staff?
I manage all the moving parts. It also varies between during the season or off season, calendar management, vendor management, and I'm pretty much the liaison between his
That's who she is.
marketing and
I
talent
told you she
agency.
was somebody that
If I
wasn't
need to
going
speak to
to, you wouldn't want to
finance,
mess
anything that
around
comes up
with.
with his agent, anything personal, family related.
Sounds like quite a bit there. Okay. You said it varies by whether it's in the off season or the season. What does that mean?
So
I love her
during the
lipstick.
season, the calendar is pretty much structured for about 20 weeks, depending how long it goes from camp all the way until the end of the season. So there's a strict schedule day to day, pretty much from 7 to 6 p.m. And then off season, it varies between training, traveling, and other business commitments.
Sonny, hey,
And so
Elizabeth.
you've been saying season and off season. Fair to say Mr. Diggs is a professional football player?
Correct.
And
Sure.
so that would be the football season.
Correct.
You said that in the in the regular season, there is kind of schedules that you have to liaise with the team on, correct?
Correct.
Right. In the off season, it's more a schedule that you and Mr. Diggs can set then?
Correct.
When is the football season? What time of year?
Preseason, I would say July. So that's when we start preparing for camp. And then it starts, the actual NFL preseason is August. And then the official NFL season begins in September.
And when does it end?
If you go all the way through January and February.
All right.
So,
So December is during the
season,
NFL season?
regular season.
You
Regular
hope it goes
season.
that long.
Among the things I think you just mentioned that you have to kind of arrange is living arrangements, places to live,
Correct.
right? And have you lived in different places or have you
Correct.
helped kind of secure
Yes.
housing over different places?
Yes.
And where's that been the last few years?
When I first started with him, it was between Buffalo, Houston, Miami, and then as of the last past season, Dedham, Massachusetts.
All right. How did that house in Dedham, Massachusetts come to be the place where Mr. Diggs lived?
I got connected with a realtor through a mutual business associate, and he found this open home for rent because the goal is to rent a home. And so they found this space, and we looked at it. We did the walkthrough, and it was pretty much the only one that was really available in the area because it was super limited, and it fit
Let
the
me
needs.
just stop you there. I'm sorry.
okay.
So you were involved essentially in setting up that house?
Correct.
All right.
Oh, we're going to go there. Don't worry. I haven't
I want to
forgotten.
talk to you for a moment as well about other employees, contractors, those types of things.
Okay.
Are you involved at all in hiring or kind of arranging different services,
Yes.
right? And so what would those be, generally speaking?
During the season, it would be his wellness and maintenance schedule. So it's massage therapists, nurses for his IV therapy, hair, nails, esthetician, just pretty much did regular maintenance on his body. to
I
just
am
keep him going
so
throughout the season.
jealous.
Okay. And in terms of
I would like that kind of maintenance.
any other employees, have you had to try to, arrange for flights,
Yes.
drivers?
Could I
Correct.
get on the Stefon Diggs
What about a
maintenance
chef?
plan?
This past one,
Please?
we were just familiar. He was friends with her.
All right, let me go back before. Have you hired chefs before in the
Correct. Yes,
past?
I have.
All right.
Yes.
In terms of just kind of the process of hiring drivers, chefs, masseuses, anybody else, is there a normal process for engaging someone for their services?
We vet them out. I typically have I ask someone that was already a trusted resource, and I vet them out through them. We get paperwork. We come to agreements to terms. Sometimes they have a contract. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they have an NDA. Sometimes they don't. It really is dependent on the relationship, and also, especially if they're new, they get the full on package, basically NDA,
All the paperwork you just described.
W-9, correct.
Okay. So you mentioned you didn't have paperwork for the most recent chef. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
And what's that person's name?
Mila
Do you know Mila's last name?
Adams,
All right. When did Mila Adams start working as the chef?
July of 2025.
July.
Where did she work?
5 months
Dedham,
and she
at the
jacked
house.
it
All
all
right.
up.
Did she live in the house as well?
Correct.
Who were the other people who spent time in that house and or lived in it?
Spent time in it. I spent time in it when I would visit for games. His brother visited, one of his childhood best friends, photographer, videographer, mom, and other business associates and any friends that would come and visit.
Okay. Were there kind of permanent or assigned bedrooms in that house?
There was a general understanding of who stayed in which room, and pretty much if you got there, it's like first come, first serve. So there was only just 2 assigned rooms.
All right. Did Mr. Diggs have an assigned room?
Correct, he did.
And where was that house?
It was the main primary bedroom. When you walk upstairs, there's the first immediate bedroom. There's a landing and a laundry room, and it's the first immediate bedroom to your right.
All right. You just walked us in the house there for a moment. Could you just describe what the layout of the downstairs looks like?
So generally, there's a big grand foyer. When you walk into the house from the front door, there's a formal living room. To the right, there is a office to the left. When you walk up, it's about 2 steps, and you go up, there's a formal dining room on the right. And then you walk up, it's an open concept. So it's an open living room and an open kitchen to the front of you. To the left of that is the stairs going upstairs to the one, two, three, 4 bedrooms. And then there's a stairs that go downstairs, right underneath the stairs that go up to 2 bedrooms in the basement.
Are y'all ready to take a little field trip? I think it's appropriate at this point. She's described everything for us. Are y'all interested in seeing what this place in Dedham, Massachusetts looks like? Hey, let's go. Why not, right? All right. Let me get you all queued up, because that is what we do here. I don't think I can make this. It's got this. Hang on a second. There we go. I think that will work. All right, let me get myself moved here. All right, lovely home. Pretty nice driveway and all. And oh, this is a fall view because, of course, Massachusetts. Oh boy, beautiful coffered ceiling. This is a living room area, it looks like to me. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so this is the front door here. You can just barely see it right there. So this is what she's talking about, the grand foyer. And we'll continue. There it is. There's the front door and the entryway. Oh, I see what she's talking about, the different levels here. Ah, this makes more sense now that I see pictures. Oh, adventure Aaron, we always go on field trips here on Misdemeanors channel. Always. It's like my thing. I have to know what it looks like. So yeah, we always field trip here. And oh, that is very pretty office space. Interesting. This looks like it must have been rented at that time by someone in racing, because I'm looking at all of the helmets and such in this display. All righty. Oh, what a beautiful kitchen. Oh, wow. Beautiful kitchen for little Ms. Mila to cook in. That's gorgeous. Oh my goodness, look at that stove. Mr. Demeanor would be so jealous. And there's a pot filler there too. He would, oh, let's not tell him. Look at the size of that stove. Whew, that's a big stove. That's lots of burners. They're going to show it to me again. Don't tell Mr. Demeanor about this. This clearly looks like the place where everybody would hang out. Lots of kitchen pictures. Oh, and there's a fireplace over there. Yeah, definitely a place that everybody hung out at. There's big, huge TV there. Oh yeah. Wow. This is a beautiful home. It's what I would expect. Oh, this makes a lot of sense. Do y'all see how this is all coming together now? Because this is the upstairs area up here. And then of course, this is the front door. You come in, you go up the stairs. Ah, and this is at a different level than that is. It's a very, very cool house. Nice wine fridge. Big, beautiful dining room. I assume that's the dining room without any furniture in it. Oh, yeah. This is that upstairs that they, okay. Yeah, this is a cool place. And another sitting area with a big fireplace. Oh, that's the same area. It's just a different angle. I got it. Front door. That's where the office is. Oh, directly to the left. I'm with you now. Look at, it's like got the overhang kind of looking thing. What do they call that? Not a hawk's view. Is it called a hawk's view? I don't know. Exactly, adventure, Aaron. Yeah. Multiple levels. No one could hear anything. Uh-huh. I bet. Nice mud room. Oh my goodness. Is this the master? I'm sorry, primary? Wow. Because that is quite the bedroom with the fireplace. And wow, look at this bathroom. Oh yeah, color me jealous. This is wow, and that laundry room. Oh, y'all know how I'm so picky about my laundry. Oh, this room looks pretty fancy too. That's pretty fancy. Oh, whoever is there, their initials are JMR. Yeah, the tub was amazing. I don't know which room was crazy girl Mila's. Manic Mila. This has a fireplace in it too. It's just one of the electric ones. So I don't know which one is the primary. I assume the first one we looked at was the primary because it was the fanciest, had the fanciest bathroom. And then another area. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the party room. Okay, I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're laying down here. Party room with nothing in it. And oh, that's cool. Another entire kitchen area with like a fridge and freezer and everything. Close up of it. Very cool. Another bedroom. That is cool tile on the ceiling of this bathroom. And the shower, that's pretty cool. I like it. Not going to lie. Oh, and your little home theater. Everyone has nice comfy chairs with drink holders. Oh, of course, you need to be able to, practice your golf swing and not be dependent upon the weather. I mean, hello. All righty. That is what we have, folks. We are now done with our field trip to Dedham, Massachusetts. My apologies for the interruption in our regular programming. I do so apologize. Let us go back. That's not what I wanted. Let us go back to the trial. I agree, Kelly. That was a beautiful home. Sometimes they're over the top. Sometimes I'm like, what are you doing there? But there was really nothing in that home that I was like, eh. Everything in that home I very much liked. So I agree. 5 stars on the home. All righty, let's get back to the trial. There it is.
Did Miss Adams have a room in that house?
She did.
Where was that?
So when you walk upstairs to the landing part, to the third floor, you walk up the second flight of stairs, which is about 4 or 5 steps. There's a bedroom to the right. And then there's 2 bedrooms to the left. She lived, her room was the last bedroom all the way down the hallway on the left side.
I think you just described that this was an open set.
Yes,
you said?
it's open. So it basically looked like there was a bridge, like a U bridge
Yes!
from the upstairs looking down, because the middle of the house, you can look down and you can see everything.
Okay.
And you can
Aren't you all glad that we took that little field trip? Because this makes complete sense now.
look up and you can see the hallways of both going into all 3 bedrooms.
Understood. So different people at the house. Did you have a key?
I had a key to the front door,
Were there any other security systems set up at the house other than just locks?
the garage, and then doors for like her bedroom and his bedroom
Okay. And that is that
and his closets.
all right? Any other measures on the
Closets?
house?
Garage door. I know there was a ring
As in
camera
plural?
system and alarm system. But other than that, nothing out of the ordinary.
So I want to direct your attention to December 2nd, 2025.
Okay.
Were you working that day?
Yes.
Where were you?
I was at the house. It was the day after the Monday night football game, and I had a hair appointment because we were getting ready to leave for a trip,
Where were you going?
Miami, Florida.
Who was going to Miami, Florida?
Miami trip was
We know who
consisted of
wasn't
Mr.
going.
Diggs, myself, his brother, his childhood best friend, and another close friend of his.
Who had made the arrangements to get that group of people to Miami?
Me.
When did you start making those arrangements?
The week prior, once we figured out the logistics, I typically try to do things a few days prior just because of the requirements that some of the travel vendors need from us, and because it's such a busy week. So I try to book as soon as possible.
All right. What was going on in Miami?
He had Art Basel, which is a art festival, art fair, and he was showcasing his, he was debuting his furniture line.
Which
Furniture
Mr.
line.
Diggs has a furniture line.
Correct.
That week, was he not working? Was he missing a game? What was happening?
So Monday night, he had the Monday night football game, and it was going into his bye week.
What's a bye week?
Bye week is pretty much the 1 week that the NFL gives to players where they're pretty much off. They just have to report back on the scheduled day that you just, it's typically like 4 or 5 days off, no meetings. They can go on vacation. They come back that Monday,
All right.
regular schedule programming.
And the plan was to go to the Art Basel, is what it's
Correct.
called,
Correct. Yes.
in Miami during the bye week.
Yes.
Anything else going on in Miami?
We were also celebrating his birthday,
What day is his birthday?
November 29th.
Right. So his birthday had already come and gone, correct?
Yes.
All right. Was there a birthday party that week?
There were at his house or in Miami?
In Miami, I mean.
In Miami, correct. There was.
You mentioned that there was a game the night before. What time's a Monday night game start, if you know?
8 o'clock,
8 o'clock p.m.?
Mhm.
So you know when it ends?
probably midnight. And we probably didn't get out of there until like 2 a.m.,
Got it.
maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
So that morning you said you were getting a hair appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that?
It was at the Dry Bar in Chestnut Hill. And my appointment was at 10 a.m.
How did you get there?
I drove.
Do you have a car?
No,
Whose car did you drive?
I drove Mr. Diggs' car.
Got it. And how long did that take you to get to the hair appointment, if you remember?
About 30, 35 minutes because of traffic and the weather.
You mentioned that there was a Ring video system.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you to take a look at a video that is on Exhibit 11.
Oh, a video. Oh. I like videos. Show me a video. What are we looking at?
One moment. No, it's fine.
Oh boy. Maybe not. Maybe no video yet. Uh-oh. You are not connected. This is what my TV did. I had to do a factory reset on my TV. Poor Mr. Demeanor has absolutely no idea what he's doing with it. All right, we're going to zippity-doo-dah a little here.
Recess now, if that's helpful.
Oh, we're going to take a little recess.
That's okay, whatever.
Okay, what do my timestamps here? Okay, let me get to the next section for us. Hang on, everybody, just wait. All right, just like that.
Alice, we just watched a video off of Exhibit 11. I think you said that was. Thank you. Miss Salas, we just watched a video off of Exhibit 11. I think you said
We-
that was Mr. Diggs going to work.
Correct.
What kind of car was that?
We didn't
made
see a video. Did I miss something? I didn't see a video.
Let me resume your honor.
Yes.
Thank you. Miss Salas, we just watched a video off of Exhibit 11. I think you said that was Mr. Diggs going to work.
Correct.
What kind of car was that?
A Maybach.
Okay.
Probably waiting to leave and just warming up the car to go.
Sorry, I zippity doo dah too fast. So let me go back. Oh yeah, see, here's video. Okay, my bad. I got a little too clickety
All right, let's do
clicky.
this. Let's give you a second and everyone. Oh, wait, here we
Here we
go.
go.
That's the part I didn't know about.
Yes, if we could play that. For the record, that's a video ending in the number 602. Do you recognize what we just saw there?
Yes, that's Mr. Diggs' Maybach.
Okay. And what's happening?
He left for work.
Where were you?
I was in the car, probably waiting to leave and warming up the car to go.
Okay. And you weren't in that car that we just saw
No,
drive out.
I was in
correct?
his Porsche.
Of course, of course, the Porsche.
I'm happy to continue, Judge, but we have a while further, so it might make
No,
sense.
that's fine. Why don't we take, Viewers, why don't we take the morning recess? I think there should even be some coffee back.
Okay, now we're gonna zippity doo dah. So my sincere apologies. I got a little excited there.
Video off
There
of
we go.
Exhibit 11. I think you said that was Mr. Diggs going to work.
Correct.
What kind of car was that?
A Maybach.
Okay. You said you were in a Porsche warming the car up.
Correct.
I'm going to ask you to, first I'm going to ask Ms. Silva to play a video there ending in 610. I'm ask you to watch that, Ms. Salas. Okay, so if you can replay that, we get a look at Ms. Salas. If we can pause it right there real quick. All right, so do you recognize what that video depicts?
Yes.
What's that?
It's the Porsche leaving the house.
Who's driving
Me.
that? That's you leaving the house?
Yes.
All right. And
I mean, it's no no Maserati, but you know,
time on the exhibit is 9:26 Eastern Standard Time on December 2nd, 2025.
Correct.
Does that sound about right for when you left the house that morning?
Yes. Because my appointment was at 10 a.m.
Okay. So looking at that image, can you tell us, kind of just orient us on what we're looking at there?
The car, so that's the front of the house, and there's a long driveway that goes towards the back of the house to a 3-car garage and a driveway where you can probably fit maybe 2 or 3 more cars in the actual
Porsches
spot
are
in front of the garage.
not as expensive
way
as some
to
of the
enter
other
the house through the
options.
garage?
just
Yes, there's an
saying.
entry door going straight into the grand foyer of the house. There's a basement entry, stairwell, a powder room on the right, the entry stairwell to the basement to the left. And when you walk straight, there's a grand foyer. In front of you is the dining room and then the formal living room. And then to the left is the living room and the kitchen.
Okay.
And the stairwell going up to the 3rd floor.
Going upstairs.
Yes.
All right. And so did you go through the garage to drive the Porsche out that morning?
Yes.
Do you remember getting back to the house?
Yes.
Do you remember what time that was?
It was in the afternoon after I had ran my errands from my hair appointment.
Okay. What I would ask is if Ms. Silva could play a video with the last 3 numbers, 637, off of that same exhibit, Exhibit 11. If we could maybe replay that one more time, it's only about 3 seconds.
There she
All right, so
is.
do you recognize what that depicts?
Yes, it's the car returning home.
It's
And is
1
that you
o'clock
driving
in the
the car?
Yes.
afternoon.
And the timestamp
She
on
was
that,
coming back from getting her hair did.
it's 12:59:59 Eastern Standard Time. So it's just about 1 p.m. Is that consistent with your recollection? of what you
Yes.
got?
Yes.
What were you doing that day after you got your hair done?
I was coordinating our travels because I was getting updates from the airport regarding the change of airports, change of planes, and trying to just get everybody together
Okay.
to be ready to leave by the end of the night.
So you were working.
Correct.
Was there an area where you worked in the house?
In the kitchen, in the small little dining table, like in between the kitchen and the living room.
I'm going to ask Ms. Silva to play one more video for us. That's going to be 183725 on Exhibit 11.
Hit it, Sam. Come on.
We could try to replay that one more time as well.
Yeah, because we saw nothing.
All
Ah,
right, so it
that's
looks like
him
she's
coming
paused
back.
it here, a second into the frame.
Oh.
Do you recognize what's depicted in this video?
that's at
It's the Maybach coming home.
3:38.
All right, is that Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
The
Ooh.
timestamp on that looks like it says 15:38 and 51, so maybe 3:39, 3:40 p.m.
Yes.
Is that consistent with your
This is
recollection? when you got
tightening
home?
up the
Yes.
timeline quite a
Um,
bit. Like,
You said you were working that afternoon. Do you know where Mr. Diggs went in the house?
ooh,
He likely went to say hi to his brothers and then went straight upstairs to take a
Yeah,
nap
she can't
because
say
it's
that.
the day after a game.
Objection.
Sustained.
Okay. Do
can't say
you,
likely.
where were you sitting?
I was probably walking around the house, either the kitchen, probably going up and down, up
You
and
can't
down
say
to the
probably.
basement because I was probably doing laundry.
Don't say
running
probably.
around the house.
Objection.
Sustained. That response is stricken from the record. Jurors will
You
disregard.
can't do
So let
that.
me ask you, you mentioned that you remembered doing something with flights and getting to the airport.
Correct.
What is that? What do you mean?
So because one of the airports that we usually travel frequently at, the Norwood Airport, there's limitations on the planes, and especially if the weather is bad, they typically recommend that we fly into another airport, which was Bedford.
Bedford, Massachusetts?
Correct.
Is that to say the weather was not great?
Correct.
December 2nd?
Correct.
That day,
Mhm.
when you were making these phone calls, sending emails, doing whatever work you're doing to coordinate, you said you were downstairs.
Mhm.
Did you see anybody else walking around downstairs during that afternoon?
Mila was there, his brother was there, and his childhood best friend, and another friend was also arriving in, who had flown in to go to Miami with us.
Okay. You said Mila was there. Did you see her that afternoon?
Yes,
What did she look like?
she looked like she was going to work out. She had workout clothes on. She complimented on my hair, just regular, just walking around the kitchen, probably around the house. Nothing out of the usual.
Okay. That afternoon, did you, is that the only time you saw Miss Adams? You see her again as the day
Towards
went
the,
on?
in the evening, closer to the evening.
So after dark?
Yes, it was because it was getting dark at like 3:00 at that time. So by like 3:30, 4:00, maybe closer to 4:30, it was like dark.
Okay. And so sometime after that, you think you saw Miss Adams again?
Yes, because I was sitting in the kitchen and she had asked me if I purchased her flight.
The flight, was that a flight to Atlanta?
Correct.
And when you spoke to her that afternoon in the kitchen, did you observe anything on her face?
No,
Anything on her neck?
no,
Did you see any redness or swelling?
no,
Was she crying at all?
no.
What was she doing?
She was walking around looking for a piece of a paper and a pen to write a card, I guess, write a note to him for his birthday gift.
When you say to him, is that to Mr. Diggs?
Correct.
That's that November 29th birthday you just referenced?
Yes.
That
Mhm.
afternoon, was there anything on Mr. Diggs' schedule?
He had ozone therapy and massage.
So is that a
So
nurse who comes
jealous.
and does fluids
Yes.
and a
So
massage, you said?
He has a massage therapist.
What time were those appointments?
I believe I told them both to come at 5.
Do you
Man,
remember if those
I want some
individuals actually
ozone
appeared at the house?
therapy.
Yes,
Did they?
I believe so.
Hook me up.
That afternoon, you said you purchased a flight for Mila Adams to Atlanta.
Yes.
Did you arrange to get her to the airport?
Yes.
What time did that happen?
I thought she was broke. and
Probably
she
in
didn't
the
way to
7
get
o'clock hour
there.
because you have to be there an hour before checking in your bag, and it took about 45 minutes to get to the airport. So probably between 7 to 7:30.
You think about 7:30?
Yeah.
And so did you leave the house around 7:30?
She should have left around before 7:30 to get to the airport on time if she was checking in a bag.
And you saw her prior to that,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So is it the encounter you had in the kitchen
Yes.
with the pen and the card, I think you mentioned?
Yeah, she was running to go to his room to put it on, I guess, his gifts that she was giving him.
Did you end up speaking to Mr. Diggs later that evening?
Yes.
And did you see any of those, the card or the presents? That she
Yes, there were 2 boxes on his bed from Chanel. One he had opened up and he put on after his massage, and we were getting ready to leave. I told him, we got to pack, we got to go, we got to make this flight. He put the beanie on. There was another box that was unopened, and then there was a green Post-it with whatever note she had on it telling him for his birthday.
All right. Prior
She
to,
seems so nonplussed.
speaking of Mr. Diggs, prior to
Yeah, Post-it note.
arranging
You know.
for Miss Adams' room, did you hear anything that afternoon?
No,
Any screams?
no,
Slam doors?
no,
Anything out of the ordinary?
no.
You would have
Um,
heard something.
Do you know if
It's a big house, but there are not a
Miss
lot of
Adams
walls.
cooked dinner that night?
It was like a hot dog.
What?
It was like and there was like mustard on it, but it was like left on the counter and it was like dried up. And then in
Shut
the room,
up.
it was like dried
Oh
up.
no,
So there was,
no,
like, 2 that were made.
no,
Let me back
ma'am.
up.
Oh, I need to back up. This woman is making $2,000 a week to be his personal chef, and she gives him a freaking dried up hot dog? Y'all, even I can do better than that. And I don't even do any of the cooking. Mr. Demeanor does all of it. Oh, my word. Shut the front door, this woman. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I'm yeah, I see you all in the chat. I see you all. I'm a hot dog. Please, please. We're gonna watch it again.
Doors?
No,
Anything out of the ordinary?
no.
Do you know if Miss Adams cooked dinner that night?
It was like a hot dog. It was like and there was like mustard on it, but it was like left on the counter and it was like dried up. And then in the room, it was like dried up. So there was like 2 that were made.
Let me back you up on that. Do you know if she did cook dinner that
She
night?
did
Where did she do that?
in the kitchen.
And what time did you see that?
I just remember the food being like prepared
Okay.
already.
And you mentioned it was a hot dog or something like
Yeah,
that?
I was like a hot dog, or like, you know, like Auntie Anne's when they have like the pretzel dogs. It kind of looked like that, but it just looked dried up.
Okay.
Oh my word, y'all. So there is I am not a hot dog eater. First off, I need to preface all of this with that. I'm not a hot dog eater. There is a singular place ever in my life that I will eat a hot dog because I feel like it tastes better there and you're supposed to eat it there. And that is at a baseball game. Baseball and hot dogs go together. It's the singular time you will ever see me eat a hot dog. But she probably took that thing, popped it in the old microwave, and plunked it down on the counter. Honey, you're going to need to do better than that. Slap some mustard over the top of it. Shut the front door. She has got some case. Yeah, she specializes in recovery and keeping athletes healthy. Uh-huh. A freaking hot dog. I might have to get a hot dog emoji for all of us. For you members, what in the wide world of sports is she doing earning $2,000 a week, plunking a hot dog, dried up no less, and trying to make that pass as a meal? All right, I'll continue now. I did not have dried up hot dog on my freaking radar in bingo card for this. I was thinking, pasta of some kind or something, but freaking dried up Oscar Mayer? Shut the front door. That's a case right there I'd like to cover.
That night, did you all leave for Miami?
Yes.
If I may have one moment.
Yeah.
Wow. The hot dog chef. All right, Mr. Attorney, I'm going
On
to
one issue.
Okay.
I think you said Miss Adams complimented your hair. Did she tell you anything else?
No. She was like, "Oh, your hair's getting long. It looks good." I was like, "Thank you."
Okay. Did she tell you she was assaulted,
No.
strangled?
No.
You're the chief of staff?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
I have no further questions.
And it's a
Like he's
Sonny?
exasperated.
Yes, that's my nickname.
That's,
Oh,
is that
Sonny.
SUNNYNIE? Is it
SUNNY
matter?
and then SUNNI.
okay? So both ways.
Yes.
Okay. So right now you are the chief of staff. Is that right?
Correct.
And how long have you been Mr. Diggs' chief of staff?
Since July 2023.
And prior to that, what was your position?
I manage his household, but it was part-time
Where
in
how long-
Maryland.
And how long did you do that?
September 2022 up until July 2023.
And prior to working with Mr. Diggs, what did you do?
I have been an independent consultant. I have been a project manager, event producer, and I consulted for companies for almost between at that time since 2017.
And right now, how much do you get paid by Mr. Diggs?
I would say between 90 to 100,000 a year.
And when you were, what was the term of the previous job? The house manager?
Yes,
Oh, how much did you get paid when you did that?
I was on retainer for 5,000 a month.
And you mentioned you went to Art Basel,
Correct.
and how long was that?
That was from we got there Tuesday evening up until the events were all the way through the weekend that Sunday.
And what kind of events were there?
There was a showcase of his furniture line, his birthday party, just showcasing his new furniture line.
But and you went to these events?
Yes.
Did you have to pay for any of these events?
No. Like physically, like my own money?
And did you have food there?
Yes.
Did you have to pay for your food?
Wow.
Not with my own money,
So
Wow.
with my
He
company card.
put the
yes.
bill for everything.
You mentioned driving one of his cars. What car was that?
It was his Porsche.
Is it a nice car?
Yes.
How often do you drive that one?
If I need to go run errands, if I need to do something, I will use the car as an insured driver.
And when you say run errands, is that personal errands or errands for Mr. Diggs?
Both.
How often do you go on trips with the staff?
As needed, specifically for business trips, more so.
On December 2nd, you were at least at some point in the house, right?
Correct.
And you saw Ms. Adams?
Yes.
So she was there in the house?
Yes.
And you saw Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
So he was there in the house?
Yes.
Did you, was there any time that day where were you following Mr. Diggs the whole time?
No.
Were you following Ms. Adams the whole time?
No.
So there a time when both of them were outside of your range of being able to see? and hear?
Yes.
Have you been to Ms. Adams' room before?
Not all the way inside, but I knew which room she was in.
So you had not been inside that room before?
Not
think
when
there's a
she
good
occupied
possibility,
it, but when we
Kat.
did the walkthrough, I was.
Okay, so when you were first looking at the house?
Yes.
But that day you were not in that room?
No.
Okay, so whatever could have happened in that room, you were unaware of anything that could have happened in that room?
Correct.
Your Honor.
Sustained in that form.
Is it fair to say that you have a financial interest in Mr. Diggs doing well?
Objection, Your Honor.
What does that mean?
If he does well, do you do well?
I think we collectively do well.
Called the
Yeah,
scene.
even outside of financially.
Is he a good boss? Do
Yes, he's great.
you want to continue working for him?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Anything else?
That was not the big gotcha that you think it was, Mr. Virtue.
I just have one question for you.
Yes.
You mentioned that you got to drive the Porsche.
Yes.
All right. Would you lie under oath to get to drive the Porsche and work for Mr. Diggs?
What does that mean?
It's part of lying under oath, your job.
What? I'm sorry. Can
Is your job to lie, or would you be truthful?
I'll be truthful.
Okay. Who else got to drive that car?
Mila and anyone around the house, if they needed to use the car,
It's like the
they would drive it.
Did you see Mila drive that car?
property
I've seen her
vehicle.
drive the car before.
I don't have any other questions.
Anything else? Ms. Cohen?
You said there's other
Exactly.
people around the house. About how many people does Mr. Diggs have working for him?
Employed, one.
So then otherwise, are they all just contract, or do
Correct.
you know about how many?
Depending on the job, as needed.
Okay. Do you know
That's why they're contracted.
Objection, Your Honor. We're not allowed to send the scope of the redirect.
Yeah, the redirect was
just in December?
What?
Do you know?
I couldn't give that to you on the top of my head.
Nothing further.
Thank you very much. You may sit down.
Thank
I
you.
don't know that that was still within the same scope, but all righty. Well, that was enlightening.
That's called, Juliana Stratati.
Juliana. All right, let's
Come on, you're about to
zippity
give
doo
this man
dah.
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Let me sit us down.
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name for the jury?
My name is Juliana Stratoti, Stratoti.
Are you from Massachusetts?
Yes,
What do you do for work?
I'm a registered nurse.
I'm sorry, she's giving me Kelly Never Deaver Dever vibes. I can't stop seeing it. I hope please don't disappoint me. I don't want you to be like Kelly Never Deaver Dever.
Where do you work?
Full time, I work at Mass General Hospital, and then I have a side, a per diem job at the Drip Bar.
What is the Drip Bar?
Drip Bar is a wellness and hydration service. It's a franchise, but we have a location in Foxborough.
I need to find one.
What do you do as a nurse for the Drip Bar?
Provide like wellness services, hydrotherapy for people that you don't get prescribed, like at a hospital or through your primary care physician.
Does some of that involve making house calls?
Yes,
On December 2nd, 2025, did you do some kind of treatment, a house call that afternoon?
I did.
And
She
where's
did a
that?
drip.
At Mr. Diggs's house.
Right. And had you been to that house previously?
I had.
And that was at 7 Schoolmaster Street in Dedham, fair to say?
Yes.
Do you remember what time you got there?
Most of my appointments were 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock. I think that day I got there at about 5 o'clock.
So far, she's not like Kelly
And
Never
the first round?
Deaver Dever.
I'm going to put an image in front of you. I'm going to ask you to take a look at that and tell me if you recognize what that is.
That's me ringing at the front door on the Ring camera.
All right. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of you arriving at the house on December 2nd, 2025?
Yes.
I would move to admit it's Exhibit 12.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Be some more.
And I'm going to show you another photograph and ask you to take a look at that.
That's me leaving the house on the Ring camera footage.
This is a
Is that
very,
a fair and
very
accurate
tight
depiction of you
timeline.
Walking out of that house in the afternoon of December 2nd, 2025?
Yes.
I would move to admit it's Exhibit 13.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Be some more.
13.
Because he was pulling in, go to the garage at 3:38.
I'm going to put Exhibit 12 back in front of you and ask you, there's a timestamp in the bottom right corner.
Your Honor, can we be seeing a sidebar?
Yes.
Oh, Lord, we're going to side note. All right, hang on. Zippity doo da, zippity a.
Call's objection is sustained.
A moment ago, I think you described when your appointments routinely were. Do you recall what time you got to the house in Dedham that afternoon on December 2nd?
That day I got there at 4:50
PM?
p.m.
And do you remember when you left the house?
According to the Ring camera footage, it was.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember when you left the house?
I don't remember exactly the time, but all of my appointments were roughly 45 minutes to an hour long.
All right. And so on December 2nd, 2025, do you think, how long do you think you were in the house?
Probably about an hour.
In the house, when you were doing the treatment, where did it actually occur physically inside the house?
In the living room.
Oh,
So then fair to
Hanging
say you were
out,
in that house that
getting
afternoon
my
for about an
drip.
hour, maybe a little less?
Yes.
Okay. Anything out of the ordinary that day?
Not that I
Hear
recall.
anything unusual?
No.
Did you see anything unusual?
No.
I have no further questions.
wow.
Good morning still. Had you gone to Mr. Diggs' house prior to this date?
I had
And how many times have you done this?
a handful of times. I think before that was 2 or 3.
Okay.
After that was a couple.
And without you saying the actual names of any of your clients, what kind of clientele do you have with this job?
Rich
It
people.
depends on what services they're looking for. So kind of all across the board.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
This poor attorney, Mr. Prosecutor, Mr. Virtue. Just throw the white towel. Ooh, I would not want to mess with this lady.
In this hearing, shall the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what she does, but I don't want to mess with her at all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
My first name is Stephanie. My last name is Anastasi, Anastassi.
And do you live in Massachusetts, Ms. Anastasi?
I currently live in Rhode Island.
Where do you work?
I work in Massachusetts.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a massage therapist.
Oh,
Are you
she
employed
can
in that line?
snap you
Yes.
like a twig.
The Right Touch Day Spa in Attleboro, Mass.
And you provide massage therapy treatment to clients? Is that
Yes,
right?
I bet she
and
gives great
as part of your work,
massages.
You need to visit clients in their home.
I do that separately on my own on the side.
I
Not, it doesn't have anything to do with where I work currently.
Okay, all right. And as part of your work treating clients, are some of your clients professional athletes?
Yes, sometimes.
All right. And was one of your clients in December of 2025, Mr. Diggs?
Yes,
Um, And how did it come about that you were providing treatment for Mr. Diggs?
I used to work for the Celtics back in 2019.
Oh,
And whoever I used to work for, he's a physical therapist. He connected me with Mr. Diggs.
Okay, thank you. And you would provide massage therapy for Mr. Diggs at his home?
Correct.
About how often per week would you do that?
Twice a week.
All right. And where in
Twice
the home
a
would you provide
week?
that treatment?
Sometimes it was
So
in the living room
jealous.
area, and sometimes it was in his bedroom.
Did you need any special equipment to provide your treatment?
He provided that. I do need some special equipment. Yes.
I see. So there was the equipment in the house.
Yes.
I take it you used a table.
Yes.
Any other equipment?
No, just a massage
Shiatsu,
table, and I
hot
would use my
stone,
cups. which is for cupping.
aromatherapy.
I see. Okay.
Oh,
Thank
of
you.
course, the cups.
How long did a typical
Looks
treatment
painful to me.
take?
I would have no interest.
Between a 90-minute to 2 hours.
And
Hold up. 90 minutes to 2 hours? Oh my word. I am doing something terribly wrong in life. I want to drip on a regular basis, and I would like to get a 90-minute to 2 hour massage twice a week. Where do I sign up? What am I doing?
did you
Wrong
give
thing, that's
Mr.
what I'm
Diggs a
doing.
treatment on December 2nd, 2025?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember approximately when you arrived at his home for that treatment?
It was between 5:45 and 6 o'clock in the evening.
Okay. And how did you get into the house?
I rang the doorbell, and Sonny opened the door for me.
Okay, thank you. And what happened
Sonny.
next?
Then I asked Sonny where he was or where he would like his massage at. She told me he was in his room, and that's where he would like his massage. So I went and grabbed the massage table. It was in like a computer room. And I brought it
And
upstairs,
there.
and he was laying in his bed, and I started setting up the table.
All right. And was Mr. Diggs, do you remember what he was doing when you walked in other than laying in his bed?
I think he was falling asleep a little bit, but I wasn't sure. It was just laying down.
Okay. And
He's all
so I
hydrated,
take it
man.
You began the treatment.
So I set up, I grabbed the blankets and stuff, and then he fell asleep. So I texted Sunny, and I was like, "Hey, can I wake him up?" And she said, "Yeah." So I ended up waking him up, and then he got on the table.
Okay. And about how long was the treatment that day, if you can recall?
It was between 90 minutes to 2 hours. Usually, it was more towards the 2 hours than the 90 minutes.
All right.
Wow.
And did anyone come into that while you were performing that treatment in that 90-minute to 2 hour window?
Yes, Mila Adams came in the room at the time.
Okay. And how did you know Mila Adams?
I seen her in the house.
Oh, you met
I've seen her multiple times in the house.
Okay. Have you ever spoken to her?
Yes, we've had conversation.
Okay. So while you're
Do you
performing
wanna
the
snap
treatment,
her
can
like
you
a
just explain
twig?
to the jury what you saw?
Yeah, so I was working on his right side leg, and I can, because the door is in front of me, and I can see whoever was walking in. She was walking in. She saw that he was asleep, left, and kind of came back at a later time. When she came back at a later time, he kind of woke up because he was asleep, and she kind of went over to the bed, and she asked him. There was something on the bed. She asked him if he was going to keep it, and then he said yes, and then she turned around and left.
And were you able to see what was on the bed?
It was a black box, but I'm not sure what it was or what was in it.
And did you ever have any occasion to look in that box?
No.
All right. How did Ms. Adams appear to you when you saw her come into the room those two times?
She seemed to be okay. It's nothing that I wasn't used to seeing in the past.
So she looked to your eyes the same as she had in
In
every
the
time you
past.
saw her?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see any marks on her face?
Not that I recall, no.
Did you see any marks on her neck?
No, she had a black jacket on, so I don't think I could see her neck, but I didn't see anything on her face at the time.
And did she seem upset at all to you?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. All right. And Ms. Anastasi, do you remember when you left the house that day?
It's probably between almost 8 o'clock, 7:30 and 8 o'clock that day.
Thank you very much. No
Of
further
course.
questions.
Good afternoon, Ms. Anastasi. Oh, sorry, good morning still, actually, Ms. Anastasi.
Hello.
You said you had previously worked at the Celtics, and is it like kind of word of mouth that you got a job working for Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
In your line of work, how important is word of mouth in order to find new clients?
It's very important.
And outside of just actual, I guess, technique and skill, is discretion and care of how you, because you're working with some high-profile people, is that also an important aspect to have?
I don't understand the question.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'll withdraw it. Nothing further.
All right. Thank you so much.
I withdraw the question and I'm done. Peace out.
And then the defense calls Melissa Goddard.
Melissa. Melissa looks a little no nonsense to me as well.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Who's Melissa?
I do.
I remember hearing her name earlier. I don't remember how this associates to things.
Good morning.
Morning.
Can you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
Sure. Melissa Goddard, Goddard.
Thank you. And what city do you live in? City and state, please.
Closed
Both are down
caption
for-
had like
Right.
tons
Are
of
you employed?
Ds.
Yes, I am.
Where are you employed?
At PMG Private CFO.
And what is PMG Private CFO?
It's a boutique financial service company.
Ah.
So we do accounting, tax planning, tax prep, budgeting. We handle everything financial, data collection.
Melissa reminds me of, oh my gosh, I'm not going to remember her name, from Murdoch. The bookkeeper lady. Her name is right on the tip of my tongue. Not Selinger. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That's who she reminds me of. Very, very much so.
And is one of your company's clients Steph Diggs?
Yes, it is.
Right. And do you work on Mr. Diggs' account?
Yes, I'm his client manager.
All right. And how long have you been the client manager for Mr. Diggs' account?
Since November 13th, 2023.
And can you just briefly describe how Mr. Diggs' account is structured?
Sure. He has the personal side, which we call concierge, and the business side. So the personal side is his
Seconger.
life personally.
Thank
but
you.
Because his person is a business, it transfers also over into businesses. And then he has several businesses that we operate.
Can you just very briefly identify the different businesses?
Sure. Diggs Deep LLC, which is for his name, image, and likeness. Liam Brands International, which is a clothing brand. CV Passem, which is a furniture brand. And Diggs Deep Foundation, which is his charity organization.
And so those businesses that you just described, are those handled on the business side of his account?
Correct.
All right. And then there's a personal side or a concierge side to
Correct.
handle his business. To handle his personal expenses.
Correct.
Okay. And up until starting before October 2025, so from 2023 to 2025 October, which side of his account did you handle?
I handled daily business transactions for the most part.
Okay. And did you have a different colleague to handle the personal kind of concierge side?
Yes, the practical everyday concierge side we did.
And would expenses for private staff be handled on the business side or the concierge side?
The concierge side.
Okay. And did something happen in the fall of 2025 that caused you to take over responsibility for the concierge side?
Yes, we had an associate leave.
So the associate left, and then were you responsible in the fall of 2025 for both the business and the concierge side?
Yes.
And did you have responsibility at that time for payments to Mr. Diggs's private chef?
Beginning of November, yes.
Okay, beginning of November 2025.
Correct.
And do you recall, what did you do when you took over responsibility for those payments?
I was notified at the beginning of November that the data collection program that we used was updated so that personal payments needed to be made. And one of them was for the chef. And I asked, catch me up. Does she have a contract? How do we pay her? Does she have a W-9?
And they're like,
Does
we got
she have an
nothing.
NDA? Just general
got
information,
nothing.
like what do I do? And
Who are you talking to when you were getting this information?
Sunny,
And who is Sunny?
Stefon's personal assistant.
Okay. All right. Do you recall receiving an invoice from Ms. Adams on December 1st of 2025?
Yes.
And do you recall what that invoice was for?
It was for 3 weeks of services in November and reimbursable expenses.
Okay.
We're going to get to the
what
bottom
did
of
you do
this
with that
now.
invoice when you received it?
I checked, immediately I knew that it was incorrect because I had paid her weekly for 2 of those weeks. So it
Oh.
raised a flag. I needed to figure out, had I made a mistake or had she made a mistake?
Ah.
And that caused me to look a little bit further into the reimbursable expenses.
Not matching.
We're much more structured on the business side. So I usually audit those before paying them.
So when the flag was raised and it caused you to look a little bit deeper, what did you do to look a little bit deeper?
I pulled up every payment that we made to her for the last 18 months, as far back as I could go. And then I made
Wow.
every receipt and reimbursable that we paid her. for the
She's like
last
Jeannie
6 months
Sechinger.
at that
And
time.
sorry. And at the conclusion, so would you
Yep.
describe that as a kind of an audit?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you
so
receive
it
an
is.
invoice and it's incorrect, I want to know, is it our mistake or was it her mistake? So I wanted to make sure
It was hers.
that we had paid her correctly.
All right. And what did you learn from conducting your audit?
that she had submitted receipts multiple times over the course of 6 months, the same receipt.
Shut
that
the
she had
front
submitted
door.
reimbursements for packages sent that were paid by our Federal Express account
No.
for reimbursement. That we had
No,
overpaid
this is
her.
embezzling.
And were you able to quantify the amount of money that she had been overpaid based on your audit?
Yes.
And how much money was that?
I think the total was 2,500 and change at that time.
Wow.
With an additional 744 that maybe was legitimate. I couldn't substantiate because there wasn't a date on it. So that was more in a gray area.
Did you ask Ms. Adams for more information about the money that she was seeking?
Yes.
How did you
Oh.
do that?
I contacted
What did she
Sunny and asked
say?
for her email. I gave my phone number, even my personal phone number, so that she could reach me because sometimes they're in different time zones. I reached out to her twice.
Okay. And did you ever hear back from her?
No, she never responded.
Of course not.
Did you tell Mr. Diggs what you had identified, from at least from the audit that you conducted?
Yes, he called me. We spoke about it on December 5th.
All right. And what was his reaction?
He's like, give me a report. And he had wanted to make sure that she was paid. And I told him I would get him a report, and he was fine.
In the course of conducting your audit, or actually strike that, did there come a time when you were aware that there was some paperwork not completed that you would have expected to be completed?
At the beginning, when I took over, I asked for those things as I think it was the beginning of December when the invoice didn't match what I had. You know, I'm buttoning things up. It's the end of fourth quarter.
Right.
We're closing out the end of the year, so I wanted to make sure we had everything. So
Let's make sure
I
we've
was
got
going through
everything.
everybody's paperwork. But yes, it was about the
Right.
beginning of December I realized we don't have her paperwork.
All right. And did you do anything about that?
Yeah, I had asked Sunny to, I had mentioned to Steph that I think we should get one. He said to coordinate with Sunny, which I did on December 4th. And I didn't receive anything, so I followed up with it as I normally would.
And how did you follow up with it?
I asked Sunny if she had collected it, and I emailed Mila asking for it.
Do you remember the date on which you emailed Mila for it? Sorry, Ms.
December
Adams.
8th.
December 8th.
Mhm.
Did you follow up again with Ms. Adams, if you can recall?
I did not, because Steph said not to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, what does that tell you? Steph said not to worry about it because he was like, nah, we're
Just one moment. I'm sorry. Heather.
we're done with this fool. This crazy little heifer. This hot dog serving heifer.
Just look at it. Ms. Goddard, you just testified that you followed up with Ms. Adams asking for the NDA on December 8th.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was incorrect. It was December 13th.
Okay, thank you. All right, no further questions. Heather.
Wanted to make sure she had
Just
that
briefly,
correct.
good afternoon now. Miss Goddard, have you ever been to Mr. Diggs' house in Dedham?
No.
No further questions.
Thank you, ma'am. You
What
may
does that have to do with the price of tea in China? I do not understand. That was kind of a dumb. Mr. Virtue.
Do you solemnly
Oh,
swear
who
the
is
testimony
this?
you're about to give
She
at this
is
hearing shall be the truth,
beautiful.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, Ms. Understand.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your first and your last name?
My name is Shy Charles. It's spelled Xiachars.
Oh,
What do you do for a living, ma'am?
I own a hair salon and I braid hair, natural hair.
And where do you live?
I live in Brooklyn, New York.
You said you own a salon. Do you have an actual physical location?
Yeah, I
And
do.
is that down in the New York City area as well?
Yes, it's in Crown Heights.
How many clients do you have roughly?
Too many to count. I have lots of clients.
oh,
Okay.
excellent.
Is one of them Stefon Diggs?
Yes, it is.
How do you know Mr. Diggs?
I started doing his hair when he played for the Buffalo Bills.
Do you know how many years ago that was?
I'm not good with dates, but whenever he last played for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you actually do Mr. Diggs's hair, how long does that process actually take?
Ugh.
I would estimate probably about 3 to 5 hours.
I
anywhere between
believe that.
Yeah.
And where have you done Mr. Diggs's hair?
At his house. He travels a lot for work, so wherever he needs me to do his hair, I go.
Is that true of other clients you have as well?
Yeah.
Have you
I'm
been
so
inside
jealous
Mr.
of her
Diggs's house in
skin.
Dedham?
Yes, I have.
All right. Do you know when he lived there?
I don't know when he occupied the space, but I can tell you the first time I went there to do his hair.
When was that?
It was when the season started with the Patriots, probably about July, September, around that time last year.
So that'd be 2025?
Yeah.
Okay. And had you been in Mr. Diggs's and other clients' house to do their hair previously?
Yeah, I have lots of celebrity clients, and obviously they wouldn't want to come to the salon, so I go to them. So wherever they're at, I go meet them there, whether it's a hotel, their house, wherever.
All right. So it sounds like September or July, fall of last year was the first time you were in Mr. Diggs's home in Dedham, but not the first time previously.
Yeah, first time in Dedham, but not like elsewhere at his house. Wherever he lived before that, I would go.
Got it. And having done that, did you meet some of the people who were normally around?
Yes.
Do you know a person named Sonny?
Yes.
Who's that?
His assistant.
Did you meet any other family members of Mr. Diggs?
Yeah. Everybody that's in the house, his brothers, his mom, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet a person named Mila Adams?
Yes, I have.
Who's that?
It was the chef at the time when I met her.
And so when did you meet Mila Adams?
At the same time, I went to the house for the first time, so like around July, September, whenever the season started with the Patriots.
Of last year?
Yeah.
Did you meet at the house?
Yeah.
And how much time were you at the house kind of the first time you met Miss Adams?
Probably like less than 24 hours or around that time, because I know I had a client the following day. So I just had to come do his hair. But that was late in the evening, and so I had to leave the following day. Yeah.
Okay. And so you met Miss Adams at that point, but did you speak to her?
I did, because I had to go to Walgreens to get some products. And so I asked anybody in the house if they needed anything, and Mila said she needed a sponge, a makeup sponge. And so I got her the sponge. When I came back to the house, she asked me how much money it was, and I told her it was okay. And that's the first interaction we had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other further interaction with Miss Adams after that kind of initial 24-hour stay?
Yeah, when I came back to the house.
When was that?
I can't give you an exact date, but I could like estimate. So probably within 2 weeks, because he'll do his hair like every 2 to 3 weeks.
So about 2, maybe 3 weeks later?
Yeah.
You went back to the house in Dedham?
Yeah.
Was Miss Adams at the house in Dedham at that point?
Yeah.
And so did you speak more to her when you went back the second time?
Yeah. So can we go back? Because even after, because I don't
No,
know.
I'm sorry. Just
Okay.
I apologize,
Yeah.
Mr. Charles. But
Yeah.
did you speak
Doesn't work like
to Miss
that.
Adams again that second time you
Yeah,
went back to the house?
we spoke more. Yeah.
All right. How much time did you spend with her that second time?
More time, or like a longer time, because we were talking about food, and she wanted to come to New York to start her restaurant. And I'm a business owner, and we connected
a
on the fact that she was a
restaurant?
business owner, and I have like a big social media following. And I told her that she needs to do content, and I wanted to help her with her content so she could start her business. So we connected on that.
Did you end up helping her
Yeah.
with content?
Yeah.
Did you two stay in touch?
Yeah.
How long were you around at the house in
Yeah,
Dedham that
yeah.
second time?
I can't tell you how
I
long,
like her.
honestly. I would stay longer if it had a game and we'd go to the game together. But for however, because most times she'll be like the only female there, and Sunny will come and go. And so I spent more time with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of following that time you spent together where you said you connected over being business owners.
Yeah.
Did you two remain in contact?
Yeah.
And how did you do that?
We'll text, we'll send Instagram reels, we'll FaceTime.
So you guys exchange phone numbers?
Yeah.
How much did you talk, you think, in the following weeks and months that fall?
A lot, because a lot. We talk about business, we'll gossip, we girls. So,
Oh no, honey,
yeah.
you're not supposed to be close. Remember?
Um,
Is this who she went on the trip to Trinidad and
did you
Tobago
ever
with?
spend more time together in person with Miss Adams?
Yeah, I took her back to my
That
country.
she's
I'm
not-
from Trinidad and Tobago, so I took her to Tobago to spend time with my family, with my grandmother. Yeah,
There it
actually
is.
bought her ticket to go to Tobago. So this is
Wow.
probably around Thanksgiving time.
End of November then?
Little
yeah,
Miss
yeah. Whatever Thanksgiving was.
Opportunist.
Okay. Following that trip, do you remember where you went after that?
I just want it known. This chick, not this one, not this one, but the one who claims that she was assaulted and strangled. She has gotten multiple free vacations. I am 56 years old. I've never had someone give me a free vacation. Never. She got 2 in 1 year. It's not fair.
I came back to New York. We came back on the same flight. I came back to New York, and she went to Boston.
Okay. Do you remember where you were on December 2nd?
Yeah, actually, I was in Target like late evening.
What were you doing in Target?
I was shopping for ingredients because I was spending too much money on Ubers. So I was buying ingredients to cook, like groceries.
You're buying groceries at
Good
Target?
job. Good for you.
What were you cooking?
So I wanted to make this like Cajun pasta with shrimp and like sausage. Mila had made it at the house and it was healthy. And so I wanted to
sounds
cook that
good.
because I didn't want to buy Uber. I didn't want to spend money on Uber Eats, and I just wanted to be healthier and cook. And so I wanted to make it like her. So I was going through the aisles and like picking
Did
up
she put
stuff.
hot
and calling
dogs in
Mila or message. Like, I texted her a picture and asked her if it was this one, but she wasn't responding quick enough, so I FaceTime her.
All right, so let me break that down there for a minute. You're in Target, you're trying to purchase ingredients
Yeah.
for a dinner that you had seen Mila cook.
Yeah,
You said at the house. Is that at the Dedham house?
yeah.
All right. Did you say you were looking for, what was the ingredient you were looking
Like
for?
shrimp, but so she makes matcha as well. So I was trying to find out like what matcha to get. That specific one from tea dealers. Shrimp, pasta, sausage,
Okay.
everything like that.
So you just said a moment ago that
Yeah.
as you were trying to find ingredients, you
Yeah.
started by taking a picture
Yeah.
and sending it
Yeah,
to Mila.
yeah.
Do you remember what time that was at?
It was before 6 p.m. for sure because I remember leaving my cart in Target to go pick up some dry cleaning for my boyfriend because I had to get it before it closed. So I actually left Target and came back to Target. So it was before 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Gina.
What about a specific time? Do you remember exact times?
So the dry cleaners was in Brownsville, Target was at Gateway. So I got there probably minutes to 6. So probably like the end, like ending at 4 or 5 p.m. somewhere there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned a text message or a photograph of an ingredient you sent.
Yeah.
Was there any record of that?
Yeah, I took a picture and sent it to her.
All right. Would that have had the actual time?
Yeah. And
On the
location.
message?
Yeah.
Do you think taking a look at a record might refresh your recollection of what time
Yeah.
you sent that photograph? Did you say yes?
Yes.
I may approach her?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask you, do this job.
I like her.
Just take a look at that photograph. Okay. And I want you to look at that.
Yeah.
And after you've reviewed it, take a look up.
Yeah.
Have a look
Okay,
at
I
that.
got it.
Does that refresh your recollection on what time?
Yeah.
You actually began communicating with Miss Adams when you were in the Target?
Yes.
And what time was that?
It says 4:38 on the picture.
Okay. Is
An
that
hour
consistent with your recollection
later.
when you reached out to Miss Adams?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now you said you started by texting and then you FaceTimed with Miss Adams?
Yeah.
What's FaceTime?
A video call app on every iPhone.
And previously?
Yeah.
And so describe how that looks. What's happening at that point? when you're
Um,
FaceTiming?
Yeah.
So I FaceTime her, I told her what I was doing. We spoke about the pasta, and all the ingredients I needed to get. And she was like, girl, I'm not going to Miami. And she said she's going to go home to Atlanta for a couple of days. Then she's going to come to New York. Well, she's going to go home to Atlanta, but she's going to stop off in New York for a couple of days.
All right, let me actually stop you there. I apologize, Ms.
Oh, yeah. This is all
Yeah.
new.
Specific question. So you said
Oh.
you're in Target while this conversation is happening?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you see where Miss Adams was?
Yeah.
Where was she?
She was in the kitchen
Kitchen of what?
of the Dedham house.
And how do you know that?
Because I've been there before, so I know the layout of the house. And the faucet was running, and I could see the island in the background.
Okay. You just said she mentioned Miami. Did you notice anything about her face, her physical appearance when you had this FaceTime call?
No,
I'm sorry?
no,
Did you see any redness, swelling?
no,
Was she flush?
no,
Was she teary-eyed?
no,
Were there any bruises on her?
no.
You started to talk a little bit about seeing Miss Adams that day,
Yeah, because
following that conversation?
yeah, 'cause
All right.
she said
Where was that?
in New York, because she said she was stopping off in New York for a couple of days. I asked her where she was gonna stay. She said a hotel. I'm like, girl, we friends. You don't have to stay at a hotel. You can stay at my place.
Oh, no, you're not
All right,
friends.
Did you
honey.
actually
didn't get
see
the
her that
memo.
night? Did you stay at your place?
Yeah,
So where'd you first see her?
at the airport.
What airport?
LaGuardia.
And what were you doing out there?
I went to pick her up.
What time did you pick her up from LaGuardia Airport?
She told me she was landing at 11, so I got there like minutes to 11. I had to wait because I think her flight was delayed. Yeah, her flight was delayed. So I waited there for like 45 minutes.
I don't think they're friends anymore.
And
Correct.
so did you end up seeing Miss Adams? Did you actually get in your car?
Yeah.
You picked her up from LaGuardia Airport?
Yeah, we
When
saw
she got in
it.
your car, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
Mm-mm.
Did you notice anything about her appearance?
No.
Was there any bruising on her at that point?
No.
What were you doing When she picks Miss Adams up?
We went to go pick up my friend Tally in Queens, and we were just chilling in the car. We were just like singing and just talking.
Anything out of the ordinary about either Miss Adams or your friend Tally's demeanor?
No.
What's your friend Tally's name?
Her name is Natalia Moses.
Okay. Your car, what kind of car do you drive?
Mercedes-Benz GLE 63S.
Is there any
Of
kind of
course you do.
aftermarket systems that's equipped with?
Oxford itself.
Let me ask you this. Does your car have video?
Yeah. Well, I install dash cam in my car.
Oh,
you put the
she
dash cam in.
did
That didn't come with the car itself?
Oh.
What I'm going to ask is if we could pull up video 2, I believe.
I was
from what has
wondering
been
why
marked
there was
as
dash
number 5.
cam. All right, zippity doo dah while he gets his life in order. Oh, can we hear her? I'll be really quiet.
If we could pause it right there. All right. So this is actually for the record the first video in exhibit number 5, Ms. Charles. Looking at this, we played 14 seconds. Do you recognize what we're looking at?
Yes.
What is that?
That's me in my car. Dash cam video.
All right. And that video, does that fairly accurately represent kind of the drive you guys had?
Yeah.
All right. There's a timestamp down here at the bottom. It says 11:48 and 18 seconds p.m.
Yeah.
Is that consistent with your recollection of kind of after you had picked me up
Yeah.
from the airport?
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask Ms. Silva to do is go to the next video down on that list. I'm going to ask Ms. Silva to pause it real quick by hitting the space bar. Thank you. Oh, looking at video number 2. It looks like the timestamp on the bottom says December 3rd, 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Watching that video, what are we seeing in the video?
We were listening to Cranes in the Sky by Solange, and we were just talking about what the song was about.
Got it.
Yeah.
So when you say there, we, who is we?
My friend Natalia Moses and Mila Adams in the car.
All right, so where we pause it, it's a little hard to see, but is your testimony that Miss Moses was in the car?
Yeah.
Who's in the front seat here?
Mila Adams.
So was Miss Moses in the back seat of your car?
Yes.
Okay. What did the 3 of you do that night?
We went to Jersey. I have a house in Jersey City, so we went to Jersey City.
And what did you do?
Drink, eat wings, and watch TV, just chill.
All right. Did you end up staying or sleeping in Jersey City, or did you sleep somewhere else?
No, I went back to my apartment in Brooklyn.
Who went back to your apartment in Brooklyn?
Me, Tally, and Mila.
And what time do you think you got back?
I'd estimate probably like 3, 4 a.m. in the morning.
All right, so early in the morning.
Yeah.
You didn't hang out in Jersey City for too long then.
There's your description of what you just did: eat, drink,
Yeah.
have some wings, and hang out. Is that a fair description of what you did that night?
Yeah.
All right. Where'd you sleep that night?
I slept on the couch downstairs, and Mila and Tally slept upstairs in my bedroom.
Okay. Do you remember how long Miss Adams ended up staying at your house?
Probably like a week, a little over a week.
All right. That night
Wow.
in Jersey City
A
and back
couple
at your
days
apartment
turned into a
in
week.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Do you have the opportunity to observe Miss Adams?
Probably the morning we got up. Yeah, because we girls, so we get dressed in front of each other. So yeah, the day of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you
Oh,
say you get
really?
dressed in front of each other,
Yeah.
did you actually see Miss Adams without clothes on as you were getting dressed?
With a towel on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you observe any
Oh.
bruising, redness on
No.
her neck or chest?
No.
Did you observe anything on her face?
No.
You don't say.
I'm going to ask Ms. Silva if we can actually play the 3rd video.
Oh, she looks pretty clear
So I'm gonna pause
there.
it right there and just ask you, so this image, is that a fair, accurate representation of how Miss Adams looked that day on December 3rd?
Yeah.
That video kind of depicts how she looked.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Silva.
Mm-mm-mm.
Anytime the day of December 3rd, did you notice Bruising developing, redness, any kind of physical marks on Miss Adams?
No,
On December 4th, 5th, 6th, did you notice any of that?
no,
Did Miss Adams ever tell you that she had been assaulted or strangled?
no,
Did she ever mention any kind of an attack?
no.
Do you remember when she left?
I can't give you the exact date, but probably like somewhere between the 9th, 10th, or 11th. Either one of those dates.
Okay.
She said she's not good with dates.
After Miss Adams
She was
left.
right.
Actually, let me back up. Strike that. So if she got there on December 2nd, she left on the 9th, 10th, or 11th. Is it fair to say she was down there for a week, maybe a little bit more?
Yeah.
All right. After she left, did you see her again?
Yeah, I saw her afterwards.
Soon afterwards? Where was that?
In Boston.
And in Boston, where were you?
Where was I in Boston?
Yeah.
At the house in Dedham.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah.
I understand. So you saw her again at the house in Dedham?
Yeah.
And when was that?
Probably the 13th. Yeah, the 12th or the 13th, because I had to go do his hair.
I have to pause for a moment, y'all. I've been sitting here itching on my pants. I'm like, man, what is bothering me inside my pants? I finally had enough and I just reached up in there. It's a dryer sheet. I'm like, man, what is that that's itching me? I am so sorry. I'm so distracted right this moment because I had a dryer. It smells lovely, but I just had to share my life sometimes. All right, back at it.
Okay. What was there some sort of time sensitive pressure about doing his hair?
Because he had to leave to go to Miami, so I had to go do his hair. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to do his hair. Probably had a game. He probably had a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me back you up. Miss Adams leaves New York.
Yeah.
9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
And your testimony was that you think it was on the 13th. You saw her again?
Yeah. Either 12, 13, 14, somewhere there. I'm not good with dates.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was
At the house in Dedham.
All right.
Yeah.
What were you doing in the house in Dedham?
I had to do his hair.
Who was in the house in Dedham?
His mom, Mila, me. I think Marshawn was there.
Who's Marshawn?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I can remember being in the house.
Okay.
Friend, maybe?
Did you do Mr. Diggs' hair
Yeah.
that day?
Yeah.
What time of day?
It was late evening.
In the evening then?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
How long did doing his hair take?
Between 3 and 5 hours.
And so, do you remember when you finished doing his hair roughly?
It was late that night. Yeah, like probably 10, 11, somewhere there.
Oh.
What did you do after you finished doing Mr. Diggs' hair that night?
I slept on the couch because I had a flight 6 a.m. that morning.
Oh gosh.
6 a.m. the following morning or that morning?
His brother.
So I did
Thanks,
his hair
Pat.
night. I stayed downstairs on the couch. I was laying on the couch on my phone. I stayed down there because I had a flight early the next morning.
Got it.
Yeah.
When you were down on the couch, what happened?
Like later into the night, Mila came downstairs and she was just talking about stuff that happened earlier in the day.
All right, let me back you up there.
Tell
for a
us
moment.
everything.
Did you see anything unusual on the evening of December 13th when you were doing Mr. Diggs' hair?
Yeah. So I was behind the couch. He was on the couch with Miss Stephanie. We were watching a Netflix comedy special, and we were just there kicking it. He was on his phone. Mila was in the back of us, like in a little dining area. She was on her phone, and she shouts over to him, "Yo, Steph, when am I gonna get my money?" And he responds, "I think you spoke to the accountant." And her demeanor changed. His demeanor kind of changed. I wasn't paying any attention to it. I was just doing my job. So after a while, she moves from behind the dining table, and she comes to the front, like on the side, like a love seat area thing, and she was there on her phone, and she was just like laughing really loud. I don't want to imply anything, but like,
No, so let me stop you right there. You said she's over on her phone. She was laughing really loud.
Yeah.
Was she watching the comedy special?
No, she was just on her phone.
Okay. So you said later that night or the next morning, you spoke to her again?
Yeah, like in the probably midnight, 1 a.m. ish. Yeah, she came downstairs and we were talking.
When she came downstairs, was there anybody else downstairs?
No, just me and her.
And what did she tell you when she came downstairs?
She asked me if he was annoyed.
She asked you if
if he was annoyed.
And that's Mr. Diggs?
Yeah.
Did she tell you she was going to do anything?
Yeah, she was trying to antagonize him while she was on the couch, like trying to. Okay.
So let me ask you this way. Did she indicate
We all know that's what was
when
going
she came
on.
downstairs that she was going to do anything? Did she tell you she was going to take any action?
Yeah, she said she was gonna sue him
For what?
for the money that he owes her, and like she gonna take it to the blog. She gonna
Take it to the block?
blogs.
Got it.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, really?
it was like an hour-long conversation, so it was a lot. So.
Let me start with that.
Oh, sorry.
So
Oh,
do you remember her saying that she was going to make him pay?
Yeah.
Do you remember her saying anything about a hostile work environment?
Yeah.
oh my.
Let me have one moment, Your Honor.
And this is when the case completely went off the rails for the prosecution. What
Follow up with
are you doing?
Charles. Did Miss Adams, prior to her coming down that night, 1 a.m., and having this conversation with you, did she tell you that she'd been assaulted? Did you heard anything about a strangulation and assault?
No.
That night, when she was talking about the suing Mr. Diggs, did she say that she had been assaulted?
No.
Interesting.
I want to back up.
Wouldn't that
down
be at
to,
the forefront of your mind?
kind of early in your testimony, you said you had a dash camera in your car.
Mhm.
How long have you had that?
Probably a little after my birthday, which is September. So, yeah, probably end of September, beginning of October.
Okay. Why do you have that?
Because people are scamming in your insurance fraud. Like they hit your car, they see you have a nice car, and they try to get money out of you.
I
You
love
work yourself?
her.
Yeah.
I don't have any
She's
further
like, try to come up on my business.
Good afternoon.
I got
Ms.
myself a
Charles.
dash
Okay.
cam.
Um,
I
So-
love it.
you've been doing Mr. Diggs' hair every 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah.
For how long?
So I started doing his hair when he was at the Buffalo Bills, and then last year, like a little before the Met Gala last year, is when like I started doing it consistently.
Okay, so for more than 1 year you've been doing it, or?
Yeah.
And that's you said like a 3 to 5 hour appointment every 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm.
How much do you get paid when you do that?
It depends on the style I do. It could range from $600 to probably $1,500.
And you said that sometimes you go to the games afterwards.
Yeah.
How many times has that happened?
I went twice when I was in Dedham, once in New York, and once at the Super Bowl.
And you also said that at least on one occasion you slept over his house. Did you sleep over his house often, or?
No.
This was a business
When did you meet Ms. Adams?
relationship.
Probably August, September.
So at the time when she went to New York, you'd known her for 2-3 months, something like that,
Probably, yeah.
and you'd known him for over a year,
Yeah.
and you'd seen him every 2 to 3 weeks for 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say you knew him better than you knew her?
No, because we have a client
A business
um,
relationship.
service provider relationship. So I wouldn't say that's subjective.
When
I
you're
think so.
doing his hair, do you talk to him?
I keep it professional. So just how's the game, stuff like that. Nothing in his personal life.
I absolutely believe that.
Maybe 1 moment.
Dig deeper, Mr. Virtue, because it ain't going to happen with this girl. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Charles.
Thank you.
Yeah. She's
Your Honor, defense calls Natalia Moses.
oh, we're gonna have Tolly too. All
Please raise your right
righty.
hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the
Well,
truth?
she
the whole
looks
truth, and
lovely,
nothing but the truth, so
also
help you God?
dressed very nicely. She looks like she
Good
might be
afternoon, Ms.
tall.
Moses.
Good afternoon.
Can you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
Sure, my name is Natalia Moses, Moses.
All right.
Also
and I'll
has
just ask you to
accent.
keep your voice up a little bit so that everyone in the court can hear.
Sure.
Do you also go by a nickname?
Yes, Tali.
Tali is your nickname?
Yes.
Where do you live?
I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I've just moved. I live in Florida. I go between Brooklyn and Florida as I have a business in Florida as well.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a hairstylist.
Do you work for any particular salon or on your own?
No, I have my own business.
Okay. Do you know Shy Charles?
I do.
How do you know Shy?
Jai and I met in 2018. I started off being her assistant, her braiding assistant.
Okay. Do you still work with Shy?
No.
All right. What about Stefon Diggs? Do you know Stefon Diggs?
No, not personally.
Have you ever met Stefon Diggs?
No.
Is Stefon Diggs a client of yours?
No.
Okay.
She's like, I
Do you
got
know Mila
nothing.
Adams?
I do.
How do you know Mila?
I know Mila through Shy.
Okay. When is the first time have you ever met Ms. Adams?
I have.
When is the first time you met her?
I want to say December 2nd into December 3rd. Around that time, that was the first time I met her in person, but I would have spoken to her on the phone on multiple occasions before.
Okay. And did you talk to her, just the two of you before December 2nd?
No, not just the two of us. We would always speak with Shy in the middle, so it would always be on Shy's phone. So I never spoke to her one-on-one prior
Friend
to
of a
December
friend.
2nd.
I see. Okay. So Shy and Ms. Adams had a relationship.
That's correct.
And then sometime, and you and Shy have a relationship.
That's correct.
And sometimes the three of you would talk.
That's correct.
Understood.
Got it.
And were these calls professional calls, business calls, personal calls?
Personal calls.
Okay. All right. So what were the circumstances under which you met Ms. Adams on December 2nd?
So she said she was passing through to New York, and Shai told her, well, she could stay at her house. I just came from Atlanta because I had a job in Atlanta, and Shai told me that she would pick me up as we were coming in from the same airport. I, however, came in before Ms. Adams, so I went to my family's house, and Shai picked me up from there with Ms. Adams in the car.
Okay. And where was your family's house?
Very articulate.
And that was the first time you met Ms. Adams?
In person, yes.
In person.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, I take it you had been in Shai's car before?
That's correct.
All right. And can you describe her car, the outside of it?
It's a white AMG.
Okay. And can you just describe the inside of her car?
She has a red interior.
All right. Does she have any recording devices in her car?
Yeah, she has a dash cam in her car.
Adventure Aaron, I completely agree with this. Even if you hadn't put this here, nothing nefarious happened between her and Shy, by the way. Tali just started her own business. Based on what she was telling Mila to do to get her business going in that, she strikes me as the type of person that it's like, there's plenty of people in the world. I don't need to be in competition with you. Yeah, go start a business. We'll both do well. That's exactly how she struck me. So that does not surprise me at all.
All right. And can you describe what that dash cam looks like?
It's a rectangular shape. She has it on the top of the windshield.
Okay. So you can see it when you're sitting in her car?
That's correct.
All right. And did you know that dash cam was in there?
I did.
All right. Did you know that on December 2nd?
Yes, I did.
And you could see it when you were sitting in the car on December 2nd?
Yes, I did.
All right. After Shy and Ms. Adams picked you up in, I think you said Queens?
Yes.
What did you do after that?
We went to New Jersey.
And what did you do in New Jersey?
We were just chilling at the house. We bought food, girl time. We were just hanging around watching music videos and stuff like that.
And during that time, strange question, were the lights on?
It was.
Okay.
That is a strange question.
When you were with Shy and Ms. Adams at the house in New Jersey, did you notice any marks or bruises or redness on Ms. Adams' face?
I did not.
Could you see her neck at that time?
Yes.
Did you notice any marks or redness or bruises on her neck?
No, I did not.
Did she complain at any point about soreness or stiffness or soreness or stiffness?
No, she did not.
You testified. Did you see her eat?
I did.
Did you see her drink?
I did.
Did she seem to have any difficulty swallowing?
She did not.
Did she complain about difficulty swallowing?
No, she did not.
Or a sore throat at all?
No.
All right. Did her voice sound hoarse?
No.
Did her voice sound any different than it had sounded when you previously spoke with her?
No.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary in her appearance or her behavior on December 2nd?
I did not.
Okay. How long did you end up spending time with Miss Adams in New York City?
Approximately a week.
Okay. Did you spend that whole week? And I'm sorry, I should have asked this question. Did you stay in that house in New Jersey on December 2nd?
No, we went to Shy's house in Brooklyn.
Okay. And did you end up staying there that night?
We did.
Did you stay there also on the night of December 3rd?
I did.
And did you stay there all the way up until December 9th?
I did.
Okay. And did Ms. Adams stay there as well?
She did.
Where did you sleep in the Brooklyn house?
We all slept in Shy's room.
Okay. By all, you mean you, Ms. Adams, and Shy?
And Shy.
Okay.
Sometimes Shy would go to her boyfriend's house, so sometimes it would just be Miss Adams and myself.
Okay. I take it you at some point woke up on December 3rd.
Yes.
And what was Ms. Adams' behavior like on December 3rd?
She was fine. She was bubbly.
Okay.
Yeah. A good personality.
Wow.
She didn't show any signs of anything wrong.
Okay.
No
Did she cook
distress
for you?
She made breakfast.
What did she make, a hot dog?
And, same question on December 3rd. Did you spend December 3rd with her?
I did.
Did
She
you
got
see
a
any
Swanson
bruises, redness,
frozen breakfast.
marks on her face at that time?
No.
Were you able to see her neck on that day?
Yes, I did.
Were you able to see her chest on that day?
Yes, we all stayed in the same room, so we got dressed and everything together.
Okay, understood. And did you see any marks or bruising or redness
No.
on any of those areas? Okay. Did you see any such marks or bruises or redness, anything like that, the entire week you spent together?
No.
Okay. Did there come a time where Ms. Adams asked you to take a look at her hair?
Yes.
Oh, can you? What was that? How did that come about?
So I was supposed to do her
yes.
hair. So a stylist, I would analyze her hair, I would lift it up just to see if, the style that we was going to do. I was trying to decide on the style that we was going to do. So I did have close up view to her neck and her hair.
Okay. And in the course of lifting her hair and looking at her neck, did you see anything?
No.
Okay. Do you remember taking a couple of videos of Ms. Adams while you were together in New York?
Yes, I do.
So
Do you
she got
remember
an up
approximately when that was?
close look at her
Possibly
scalp
December
and neck and everything.
7th
Give
or
me a
8th, around
break.
that time.
Okay. And I will ask Mr. Kettlewell to very smoothly play Exhibit 8, please.
I'm offended that it's Massachusetts. Oh, here we go again.
Okay, and we can just pause that. Sorry. Ms. Moses, is this one of the videos that you took of Ms. Adams?
Yes, it is.
All right, and can you just describe where you are?
We were in Shire's room there, and we were just goofing around, listening to music and dancing and stuff.
Okay. And then if you could just complete that video, please. All right, and then Mr. Kettlewell, if you could play Exhibit 9, please. And can you just hit pause for a second? Thank you.
She looks
Is
pretty
this the other
healthy.
video that you took of Ms. Adams?
Yes, it is.
And that was on that trip in New York?
Yes, it is.
Between December 2nd and December 9th?
Yes.
Okay. Was this close in time to the first video?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mr. Kettlewell, if you could keep playing.
Oh, Mila.
And was that video that you took, was that consistent of how Miss Adams was being with you?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone ask you to take that video?
No.
But Miss Adams knew you were filming her.
She did.
Okay. And the entire time that you were with Miss Adams in New York City, did she mention anything about being hit?
She did not.
Did she mention anything about being choked?
No, she did not.
Did she say or do anything that suggested to you that Steph Diggs had hurt her or scared her in any way?
She did not.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you. Kamal?
Just briefly, that New York trip, was that the first time you had ever met Miss Adams in person?
That's correct.
You said you didn't see any bruises on her. Were you looking for bruises on her?
No, but she was in my face.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, but she was in my face. I love it. Oh, she is tall. I wasn't just imagining that.
All right.
Oh, the defense rests. Okay. I think I'm going to zippity-doo-dah here, but I think I have to pause it and go to our next
Jurors, so the
section.
defense has rested. There's no further evidence in this case, so that is closed. So that means that, as I predicted for you, what remains will be the closing statements of the
arguments.
attorneys, and then I will give you my instructions for you on the law. What we're going to do is we're going to suspend
Alrighty.
the lunch and recess, and we will resume at 2:00.
Okay. Well, let me check. I need to consult my notes, my timestamp notes. There was a relatively significant wait here. All right. Let's zippity-doo-dah to the
Good
start.
afternoon again. As I told you, the evidence in this case is closed, and you're about to hear the closing statements of the attorneys. And what I want to say to you about that is that this is an important part of the trial because it is the final opportunity given to the lawyers to address you. It's an opportunity for the attorneys to
This is a
summarize,
mess.
to call your attention to certain parts.
What
of
was the
evidence
Commonwealth
that they
thinking?
regard as important. And
They,
based on
I
the
don't know
evidence,
who
to try
is
to persuade
in
you to reach a certain
their
result.
stinking
However, what
DA's
you are about to
office,
hear is
but
not evidence.
ridiculous.
Lawyers are not witnesses. All the evidence in this case has been presented through the
Bless you,
testimony
whoever
of the
that
witnesses
was.
and the exhibits, which you will have an opportunity to examine and consider during your deliberations.
Are you all
Our
interested
rules
in
are
her
designed to ensure
instructions,
that
or should we
parties
go
receive a
right
fair
straight
trial,
to
and they
the
therefore prohibit the attorneys from
closing
making
arguments?
certain types of arguments in an effort to persuade you to reach a certain result,
Y'all
or
tell
to
me.
favor or disfavor either side. For example, the attorneys are not permitted to refer to facts that are not in evidence in this case.
I got a
It's based on your
closings.
memory and understanding of the evidence. A lawyer does this, you should disregard that comment. The attorneys are not permitted to express their personal belief.
Nobody
in the
else has anything
credibility
to
or
say?
lack of credibility of any witness who testifies in this case.
What?
That determination is entirely for you to make.
Oh, I think it's only
If
a,
the lawyer
a
makes such a comment,
couple of
you
minutes.
should disregard that comment. Attorneys are not permitted to persuade you for or against either party. Consider the evidence or engage in your deliberation with a comment. You must disregard that comment. Better proceed. Bless you.
Here we go. That was fast. I was expecting like 25 minutes
Yeah.
of
Ladies and
instruction.
As I said to you in my opening statement, there was no assault, no strangulation, no incident at all on that day or any other day. You didn't see any injuries. You didn't see any photographs. You learned there were no medical records, no statements, no nothing between December 2nd and December 16th.
Sure
You have
wasn't.
not been provided with a single shred of credible evidence
Nope.
to determine that any assault actually occurred in the house on that day. The Commonwealth's case is nothing more than the words of Miss Adams.
Yup.
In my opening statement, I told you one tool to use as you go through this process is to consider how to find the truth. That the simplest answer that accounts for all the facts, that answer is the truth. And so what I want to do is take you through some of the undisputed facts in this case.
Uh-oh.
December 2nd, Ms. Adams spent the afternoon talking on the phone. She got a ticket to Atlanta. She cooked Stefon Diggs dinner. We learned this morning that it was a hot dog. She
A
went
dried
into
up
Mr. Diggs's
hot
bedroom
dog.
to provide him birthday presents and to deliver those birthday presents. Timeline wise, all of this, every single fact that I just mentioned, all of those would have occurred after what Miss Adams says was a violent assault that occurred sometime that afternoon. That night, Miss Adams left the house at 7:15 and she flew to New York City. You heard that she told the police that she stayed with friends. You heard her describe whose friends they were. But you also heard her say that she had a ticket to Atlanta, purchased before she ever changed it to go to New York City. You saw videos of Miss Adams when she arrived in New York. You heard from the woman who picked her up from the airport, who also saw Miss Adams when she arrived in New York. You saw video and heard from Tali Moses, who spent the entire week with Miss Adams in New York. And you got to see how she looked. You got to see her face. You got to see her neck. You got to see the way she moved during the course of that week. One thing I'll say about that, Miss Adams, she might define bruising, however, is expedient or convenient for her, but we all know what bruising looks like. You saw the videos and you heard from the witnesses. On December 5th, Ms. Adams texted Stefon Diggs, "Hi, can you please approve my pay with finance, please and thank you." That would have been 2.5 days after he violently strangled her in her bedroom. December 6th, you saw the video of her dancing. That's 3.5 days after this assault allegedly occurred. You heard that throughout the course of that week, from December 2nd to December 9th, Ms. Adams didn't mention a single thing about any assault to anyone. The one thing you heard her mention was on the afternoon of December 2nd, she told Shy she wasn't going to Miami. You heard that on December 9th, she went back to the house. And I told you the details were going to be important about her going back to the house in my opening statement. She got back to the house at 11:30 p.m. alone and walked into the house. And what did she do?
Right straight to
She didn't
his
just go to
bedroom.
Stefon Diggs's bedroom door and knock on it. She tried to punch in the code, and it didn't work. And those are her words. That's what she told you.
I have concerns about what she
None
was
of
trying to do.
Is consistent with a violent assault having occurred the last time they interacted with one another. Not one piece of that. And those are undisputed facts. On December 11th, Miss Adams texted Mr. Diggs her apology. She said she was sorry she was being emo, and she didn't want him to feel that way. She didn't want him to think she was trying to quit her job. And she told you she was trying to keep her job. She was trying to get back. She also told the police 5 days later, that she had quit her job on December 2nd. We know that that was a lie. Not just from the fact that she actually told you that that was a lie, but from the actual evidence that you have in this case that is undisputed. That evidence goes on. She told Mr. Diggs's girlfriend that she didn't say any of that to the police, meaning what she told the police, that she didn't accuse Mr. Diggs of assault. And that wasn't true. She also, a month later, told the world that she had never demanded money. And that also wasn't true. Now,
oh boy,
more undisputed facts. Miss Adams was paid for November. At first, she didn't admit that. She ended up saying they worked it out. She got paid for 2-3 weeks. And we actually got an answer today on why she wasn't paid for a full month. Because she was in Tobago with Shy Charles.
she was on
You
vacation.
heard from Melissa Goddard. Miss Adams was paid up. The non-disclosure agreement. Ms. Goddard talked to you about that. And you heard about that from Miss Adams. I want you to look at the text message in Exhibit 4. It's on page 195. We talked about it a little bit yesterday afternoon. But this is another undisputed fact, and it's very important. Because despite what Miss Adams told the police on December 16th and told you at times yesterday, on December 13th, 2025, Miss Adams says what she thinks the NDA is about. And she says, you sitting here playing in my face, 700 comments. If I told someone why it's not in the blog, you believe it, meaning Mr. Diggs, and now sign an NDA. Send me my money. You sitting here playing in my face. Miss Adams wants you to believe she wouldn't tell Shy Charles because Shy Charles knew Mr. Diggs. That requires you to completely ignore the fact that she chose freely and willingly to go to New York to stay with Shy Charles. December 13th, she told Mr. Diggs, she told Stefon Diggs what she thought the NDA was all about. Yep. And it was about the blog issue. You think it might make a little sense if the NDA was about any kind of a physical assault, a strangulation? That she might say to him anything. Hey, you know what this NDA is really about.
Right.
Or maybe just the NDA because you assaulted me? Not a word. She describes why that's there. And those are her words from December 13th. And that is undisputed. Now let's talk about the police for a few moments. Because Miss Adams went to the police, as you heard, on December 16th. And there's other undisputed facts in this report. She lied to the police. She did not leave her job. Miss Adams told you something yesterday where she said, well, left my position was like in the house, but that wasn't my job. And you heard what Officer Ellis said this morning. I said, you mean her position as in her job? He said, of course.
Yeah.
She told Officer Ellis that she just went back to get her stuff. And you know that isn't true. And at times, she seemed to admit that that wasn't true.
She was all over the place.
And you know from her own words at the time to both Mr. Diggs and to Sonny that that wasn't true. The text message that you've heard about the deletion. There's two things that I want you to pay close attention to and that I want to talk to you about in both Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2. Exhibit 1, the text message that she sent purporting to be a screenshot of the argument that led to a violent assault that ended with Mr. Diggs choking her. That's what she told Officer Ellis. And you heard that from him this morning. You also heard from her that she deleted messages. And I think what she said was something like, I didn't want to look bad.
Right.
Or
That
something
is.
along those lines.
It was, yeah.
And
It was, yeah, it was,
if you look,
wasn't
at
in
what was
her
actually
favor or
deleted,
something.
the words she said, she was saying bet and pussy were what she deleted, that's what she did. She did delete those messages, right? Those are not in the text messages that she provided to Dedham police. But more importantly, what she actually deleted that wasn't about making her look bad or not, it was right after the words, I'm out of your life. And it said, and ruining that bitch life. And then you can actually go to Exhibit 2 and look, there's a fairy emoji she sent. And why that's important is because, as you heard from Officer Ellis this morning, it'd be important to know if somebody deleted messages.
Yeah.
It'd be important to see the full picture. And that message right there, and ruining that bitch life, apologies for the language, with the fairy emoji, you think that might have prompted the question, hey, who's that bitch? She answered the question for you yesterday. It was Lindsay. The argument wasn't about money. You have it in evidence. And Ms. Adams later admitted that.
I don't know what
lies
her
to the
issue
police,
has been with Lindsay, but she
the
got
fact
an
that they're
issue.
undisputed, why? Look at all of those facts. They're undisputed in the record. They're all there. If you remove from those facts one thing, that an assault occurred, they all make sense. If you plug in that she was assaulted that afternoon before all of this happened, before everything I just read to you, none of it makes sense. Why would a person who was just strangled go down to the kitchen, chat on the phone, and not have a single mark on their face or look even remotely bothered? Why would that same person cook dinner for the man who just did it? Why would that same person knock on his bedroom door and deliver 2 birthday presents? Why would she act the way she did for the next week? And then why lie about it repeatedly to the police? And
Why lie?
what ended up happening next, just chronologically, gives away the game on that. Because what you heard is that only a couple weeks later, her mediator made a demand for money.
Yep.
And if you plug that fact in, now it all makes perfect sense.
Yep. It was a money grab.
We have provided evidence to you. We have presented evidence. We have called witnesses. As I said, we're doing so in order to give you the fullest picture of December 2nd and of what happened or did not happen. And think about that for one moment. How do you prove a negative? It's basically impossible, right?
Yep. I say that all
Pick
the
a
time.
day, 2 months ago, account for every action that you did on that day. Every moment of your day. Great. Now prove it. Can't be done. And this trap, the framers of our system, they were aware of it. And that's why it works the way that it does. The burden is on the Commonwealth to prove their case. And their case, as you have seen, is the internally inconsistent testimony of one witness. And that is their entire case. And that is not enough to meet their burden. The burden that you are going to hear is reasonable doubt. And the judge is going to tell you that that's to a moral certainty. How much would you bet on the words of Jamila Adams? Did you bet your own life, someone else's? You have all of the tools in what I just laid out for you to make a credibility assessment. But it is not only that, because the other thing the judge is going to tell you is you can actually take into account the way the witness answered questions.
Or the fact
Behave.
that she wouldn't.
Their demeanor, how they looked. Did they sound consistent? Did the things they say actually at least stay true internally in their own story? And one example I'll give you on that is this morning, when Ms. Adams was asked about another monetary demand. She didn't answer the question. She couldn't. She wouldn't. She gave you multiple excuses. She tried to say attorney-client privilege. And when there was no response to that, she said, I can't answer that correctly.
Without explaining. Yeah.
Take the way she answered questions into account, but line it up against the facts that you know that you have, because that's how you got to make a decision, on facts, on evidence. In terms of the evidence that the Commonwealth has actually presented to you, what they have presented to you are the claims of one person. Their second witness undermined their first. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason they had absolutely nothing to corroborate this allegation, which one thing I will say about the assault and battery, she described Mr. Diggs slapping her on the right side of her face with his right hand. She actually demonstrated it for me. But the problem is that's a physical impossibility.
Yup.
And the reason I would suggest to you that that demonstration didn't go quite well is because sometimes people miss their mark. Sometimes actors forget the script. What you do not have before you is anything that you can base a firm decision on, unless that decision is that the Commonwealth has not proved its case. The Commonwealth has an opportunity to speak to you after I do. And you heard the Commonwealth question some witnesses about working for Mr. Diggs. There's a number of people who were called as witnesses. We tried to be as quick as possible. It's not terribly exciting to hear a witness about how they heard and saw nothing. But
Blue tie is like, why are we here?
And ask yourself, if you were accused of having something happen at your house on some random day 3 weeks ago, who would be there with you? The people closest to you. It'd be your family, the people who are in your house all the time. And for Mr. Diggs, we talked about that. That's Steph. That's Miss Salas. That's all the people that you heard from. One thing that I want to talk about is a reason for bias. Because when Mr. Virtue asked, I think the first witness was she was Miss Salas. Mr. Diggs paid her salary, isn't that right? The one witness who has the most significant financial interest in this is Jamila Adams.
Yep.
You heard her talk a lot about money yesterday.
Yep.
And that was the Commonwealth's only witness to even touch on what they claim this assault was. That's their evidence. They cannot, and they have not, proved this case because no assault occurred on December 2nd, or as I said, any other day. And it's your obligation to hold them to that burden and to decide the case on the evidence that you have in front of you. And that evidence provides one answer alone. And I would suggest to you that that is that Miss Adams made this accusation as a means of trying to leverage and humiliate and to punish Stefon Diggs. And you heard that he has been living with this case and these accusations since December of 2025. And it is time to end. the evidence that you have heard that has been put before you is not enough for the Commonwealth to sustain their burden. It is your obligation to return a true and a just verdict. And the evidence that you have heard requires that you go back into that room and that you lift this burden off Mr. Diggs' shoulders and that you tell him and the world that Stefon Diggs is not guilty of this incident that never occurred. Thank you.
Well, all right, Mr. Virtue, what you got?
Good afternoon. Feels like it's been a little while since last time I talked to you guys directly.
It was just the day before, sir.
Was Miss Adams a perfect witness? No.
Oh my,
argumentative,
that's your
avoided,
goal.
difficult. But does that mean you should throw away everything she says? She said
Yeah.
no. I think it'd be easy for you guys to do that, but
Oh.
that's not your job. You guys are the jury. It's your job, your sacred duty, to comb over every bit of evidence you heard, to consider it, to give it the attention it deserves.
Not a good
The attention, the
choice of
scrutiny, the
words.
weight it deserves. You don't have to like Miss Adams. You don't have to like the way she testified today and yesterday, but you do have to give her and her testimony the attention it deserves. You heard from her
Oh boy.
about what happened in that room on December 2nd.
Oh, how's
Said
he
he
doing this
said-
with a straight
She
face?
said he entered the room, slapped her, put her in a headlock, said some things to her. I suggest if you remember how she was testifying, I think the way she was testifying to that lends some to her credibility. She was taking her time. She was looking. She was trying to remember things.
What is going on?
As the defense counsel predicted, one of the things I'm going to say is that Miss Adams was the only witness you heard from about what happened in that room. You have defense's witnesses who said what happened afterwards, but if you remember Miss Adams' testimony, she said that was after she had an opportunity
That's
to
a
kind of
slippery
put herself
slope.
together. She said she cried, she changed her clothes.
I don't like that. It was like he was trying to insinuate there's some reason that Stefon Diggs did not take the stand. I don't like that. That's a little too cute for me.
Clothing. She kind of started packing. The question you may be having is, why would she act that way? Why was she going out and smiling? Well, I'd suggest to you that all the people she was around are people that have known Mr. Diggs much longer than they've known her. I suggest you even consider the relationship she had with Mr. Diggs. He was sometimes lover, a boss, landlord. He was a
landlord,
athlete, a celebrity, financially powerful, surrounded by people that were all on his payroll that liked him. That when you put that all in consideration, her behavior does make sense in that it was her way of continuing on past that. And she told you that they had a complicated relationship. She said they argued all the time. So that might also make sense as to why she texted them afterwards saying, hey, trying to make amends or trying to figure things out, why she gave the birthday present afterwards. In this case, you heard 4 kind of things, right? You heard things that weren't evidence. The openings, these closings, questions, things that were stricken, those are things that aren't evidence. They can kind of give you some context.
Well,
but
there was
those
a
aren't the
lot
evidence
stricken.
in and of themselves. You heard the actual evidence. That was the testimony from the witnesses, the videos, photos, and you'll be able to see also all those text messages. The third thing you're going to hear, so things that aren't evidence, things that are evidence in the law. The judge gave you some preliminary law at the start of the case. She's going to now, once closings are done, instruct you on the full law. I ask that you give her the same attention that you've given to all the evidence, and you give the same attention to both attorneys during the closing. You give the judge that attention when she reads the law. And there's a fourth thing that you're going to need to pay attention and listen to and consider, and that's each other. When you guys are done here, once I finish, once the judge reads the law to you guys, it'll be your job to go into that room and deliberate on this case. When you go in that room, it's up to you guys how you want to run it. There's no manual, there's no guide, there's no schedule of how you guys are going to come to your
This
decision.
is not
and reach your verdict.
convincing.
And
this
no one's going
closing
to make sure you're
argument?
doing it one way. What I would suggest you guys do, and you guys can do whatever you want. This is just my suggestion to you. What I suggest you guys do is you don't go in there and just say, all right, let's take a poll right off the bat.
Blue tie is like,
I suggest you guys
is it
take
my
the time,
nap time?
go over all the evidence, go over each witness,
Sir, are
talk
you
about each
still
witness,
talking?
try and do it both ways back and forth for every witness, not just the Commonwealth's defense as well. go over every bit of evidence, really take the time that this case deserves, and also listen to each other. I suggest as much as you can, make sure if there's someone that's that's not saying anything, make sure you get to hear from them as well. As I said at the start of this case, that every bit of evidence is important, and that's true. I'd hope that if you guys fairly treat every bit of evidence the attention it deserves, give the analysis, the scrutiny for all the witnesses, all the evidence, and talk amongst yourselves, that you guys will come to the correct verdict. And I would suggest that verdict is the verdict of guilty on all counts. Thank you very much.
Oh, Mr. Virtue.
Very briefly.
Sure. I feel so badly for Mr. Virtue because I don't know what boss of his hates him to do this to him, but good grief. And speaking of bosses, I'm checking here. It looks like we go to the law. We're not going to watch all of that. You all decided you just wanted closings, but I know there was a question at some point. So let me get that queued up as best I can. And I have to tell you my little story because you all may have remembered from Monday evening, I let you all know about my new team and how they were so appreciative of me. And today I got the final news that another one of my team members from my old job is going to be coming to work on my current team. And so I am very excited about that. I had 3 team members. One of the team members went to the same company, but a different department. And now I have one of my team members that's going to come work for me again. I'm so excited about it. Couldn't be happier. My new team is excited for her to be coming on board as well. So, I told you I had a great team where I was, and so I'm happy to be able to bring her along with me. So it's been quite wonderful. I've been, kind of floating a little bit, a little euphoric. Let us get to the question now. Shut up, Janet. Let's get to the question. I thought it was cute, but
All rise. Daughter Bones back in session. You may be seated.
On the record, Your Honor. All right, the jurors have a question. Basically, they are asking, what are the 3 criteria for assault and battery and the 3 for strangulation? So, Mr. Clerk, if you'd mark this for identification, my intention would be just to re-instruct them on the 2 offenses.
Perfect.
Objection for Commonwealth.
All right. No, Tatiana.
A for identification.
All right, we're ready for the jurors?
Yes, Your Honor.
A for identification, Blue Tie says. All right, let's zippity-doo-dah until the jurors are in and they can hear what the answers are, or the answer is to their question.
For assault and battery jurors, I did receive your question, which reads, what are the 3 criteria for assault and battery and the 3 for strangulation? So let me begin with the assault and battery. The defendant is charged with having committed an assault and battery upon Mila Adams. In order to prove the defendant guilty of committing an intentional assault and battery, the Commonwealth must prove 3 things beyond a reasonable doubt. First, that the defendant touched the person of Mila Adams. Second, that the defendant intended to touch Mila Adams. And third, that the touching was either likely to cause bodily harm to Mila Adams or was offensive. To prove the first element, the Commonwealth must prove the defendant touched Mila Adams. A touching is any physical contact, however slight. A touching may be direct, as when a person strikes another, or it may be indirect, as when a person sets in motion some force or instrumentality that strikes another. To prove the second element, the Commonwealth must prove that the defendant intended to touch Mila Adams in the sense that the defendant consciously and deliberately intended the touching to occur, and that the touching was not merely accidental or negligent. The Commonwealth is not required to prove that the defendant specifically intended to cause injury to Mila Adams. To prove the third element, the Commonwealth must prove that the touching was either likely to cause bodily harm to Mila Adams or was offensive. A touching is offensive when it is without consent. The defendant is charged with strangulation, and to prove the defendant guilty of this offense, the Commonwealth must prove three things beyond a reasonable doubt. First, that the defendant intentionally applied pressure on the throat or neck of Mila Adams. Second, that the pressure was substantial. And third, that the pressure interfered with the normal breathing or circulation of blood of Mila Adams. To prove the first element, the Commonwealth must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant intentionally applied pressure on the throat or neck of Mila Adams. The Commonwealth must prove that the defendant consciously and deliberately intended the touching to occur and that it was not merely accidental or negligent. You may examine any evidence regarding the defendant's actions or words and all the surrounding circumstances to determine whether the defendant intended to apply pressure to the throat of or neck of Mila Adams. To prove the second element, the Commonwealth must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the pressure was substantial. You may consider evidence, if any, about how, where, when, and for what duration the pressure was applied, as well as any evidence of its effect or impact on Mila Adams. To prove the third element, the Commonwealth must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the pressure that was applied interfered with the normal breathing or circulation of blood of Mila Adams. If the Commonwealth has proven all three elements beyond a reasonable doubt, you should return a verdict of guilty. If the Commonwealth has failed to prove one or more of the elements beyond a reasonable doubt, you must find the defendant not guilty. With that, I will send you back to your deliberations.
All rise, jurors, please step down.
Okay. And about 20 minutes later, they had a verdict. So let me take us there. I'm having a difficult time seeing this.
Jurors, the defendant remains standing. All others may be seated.
Madam Forelady, has your jury agreed upon a verdict?
Yes.
On count one, strangulation or suffocation, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
On count two, the charge of assault and battery, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Madam Forelady, members of the jury, hearken to your verdict as the court has recorded it. Upon your oath, you say that the defendant is not guilty of the count of strangulation or suffocation and not guilty of the count of assault and battery. So say you, Madam Forelady?
Yes.
So say all members of the jury.
Yes.
All right, thank you, jurors. Please be seated for a moment. Everyone be seated. Jurors, I told you during this trial and in my instructions that the verdict was your responsibility and your responsibility alone. Jurors, I want to thank each of you for your careful attention and your service throughout this trial. This case has involved a heightened level of public attention. Despite that, you have remained focused on the evidence presented in this courtroom and the law as I instructed.
I bet that man
That is exactly what is
slept that
required,
night.
and it is essential to the fair administration of justice. I recognize that serving as a juror in any case can be demanding, and in a case such as this, it may have required additional patience and sacrifice. The court is grateful for the seriousness and integrity with which you have carried out your responsibilities. Now that your service is complete, you are free to discuss the case with others if you choose, but you are not required to do so. You should not feel any obligation to speak with anyone, including members of the media. If you are approached, you may simply decline. Whether or not to speak is entirely your decision. All I can say is that on behalf of the court and the parties, thank you again for your public service, and you are now excused with the thanks of the court.
All rise, jurors, please step down.
I have to tell you all, I was not, I just actually was having this conversation with my son earlier this afternoon. I had a very nice long conversation with him on my drive home. And I told him that I was not a Stefon Diggs fan before watching this trial. I'm a big Stefon Diggs fan now after watching this trial. There was not a single person that had anything but lovely and thoughtful and kind things to say about him. That says something about him as a person. And yes, he has tons of babies and he has tons of baby mamas, and we never hear anything from any of them that there are issues either. It takes a special person to navigate all of that. And I always say, especially in situations of divorce, when the mother and father of the children are able to continue to have close relationships with their children even after divorce, it says so much about them as human beings. And it's difficult to do. It's hard to navigate all of those relationships. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for Stefon Diggs. And I hope that he is re-signed with the New England Patriots. Or if that is not what is meant to be, that he gets signed with another team. Because he's exceptionally talented. And I did not see any of the thug life behavior or what she was trying to portray in her testimony and everything. I just didn't see it. I just plain didn't see it. So I am happy with this verdict. I think it was a just verdict. I think she is a liar. I think she is a grifter and an opportunist. I could say a lot of things about her. So I'm happy this turned out in a happy ending, shall I say. Something that came to my mind while I was watching all of this go down, and it was early on in the testimony when the digital guy was talking. You know, the whole Alec Murdoch thing, it may not be in his best interest for this to be retried. Because a thought that I had was the OnStar data. You know, technology gets better with time. And I would be a little concerned if I were him that, because if you remember in the trial, it was right, like GMs gave the prosecution the information on the OnStar data and everything. It was during trial. I don't know if you all remember that, but there wasn't a lot of time to pour over the data, and they did a great job with it. I'm just saying they're going to have a lot more time now, and it might not go so great for old Alec. Just saying. I'm thinking of the situation with I haven't finished it, as you all know, the sentencing memo for Corey Richens, and hearing how terrified her children are of her. That is shocking. Hearing that her children knew she was lying about what happened that evening and that she had herself locked in their bedroom. What? I mean, y'all, I'm afraid for old Alec buddy. Phew. This might not go like you think. They're not going to need all that financial crime stuff in the next one. It'll be a shorter trial. He's already convicted of all of that stuff. It's important to understand that the train was a coming down the tracks. That locomotive was, it was a coming. And his son was the reason for all of it. So I don't know that it's going to be such a great idea for old Poot and Mr. Griffin and Alec to have all that time to pour over that data in a significant way. And like I say, technology advances. They may be able to get more information now than they had before. So I'll be following and watching. I can't wait. I'm terribly excited about a retrial of Murdaugh. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, Debbie, he did do a lot of self-snitching. Oh, big time. Big time. Moving on to another subject. Let's talk about some scheduling coming up in the coming weeks. So next week will be normal programming. Monday Matters, Wine and Crime Wednesday. It is the week after that I want to talk about because that is Memorial Day. So we have a holiday, which is when I normally do Monday Matters. There's a good, strong possibility I will not be doing a Monday Matters that week. And Wine and Crime Wednesday is the night, it'll be the night before I fly out to Vegas for CrimeCon. I can't wait. And I will definitely still do a live stream that evening for Wine and Crime Wednesday right before I go to CrimeCon. But I think that evening I may want to do a little bit of a live stream to give a preface of some of the things that I'll be getting information on and covering when I come back from CrimeCon. So count on that Wine and Crime Wednesday right before I leave for CrimeCon to be a little bit of a mixed bag of information because I don't think most of you know about TED. One of the sessions I'm going to go in to see, and it's an extended session, is the shooting that happened in Las Vegas. So I want to kind of get that. There's going to be a Courtney Clenny breakout session of some kind. There are several things in the schedule that I just want to make sure. Plus, if there are like certain questions, things you all want to know, I need to go there and ask if I can. And so keep that in mind for that week. And then, of course, I won't be back the following week for Monday Matters because I will be flying home from CrimeCon on that Monday. And then we'll be all back together on Wednesday. What is that? June 3rd, I believe. June 3rd, we'll be back for Wine and Crime Wednesday, and I'll do a wrap up of all things CrimeCon from that. So in the meantime, I will definitely look up a new case to cover on Monday for Monday Matters. I have a couple ideas that I'm bantering about in my mind. Feel free if you have suggestions to send those to me. I am always willing to hear all about options and as far as different cases across the country. Please get me out of Massachusetts. I have no interest in Massachusetts anymore. Oh, CrimeCon photos? Oh, Gina. Absolutely. Y'all need to tell me what kind of CrimeCon photos you want. I don't do the meet and greets. So, you know, that makes it a little more difficult. Meet and greets, it's just you stand in a line for a really long time. You go and you get a quick picture and then you're done. Holly, you are asking for my email address. It is very simple, and I'm putting it in the chat. It is msjanetdemeanor@gmail.com. I'm more than happy to take questions through my email as well. And Little Drummer Boy, I made mention earlier this evening about some of the drama on the Twix. As you all know, I talked about it Monday night. There are certain cases in the country that I am not covering, and there are my reasons for why I'm not covering them. And this is my YouTube channel, and I can cover what I want on my YouTube channel. And if other people don't like it, there's lots of other options out there. I say it all the time. You have lots of options. I appreciate everybody that comes to hang out with me. But the truth of the matter is, it's my channel. I can do what I want. You know, it's my hobby. Do what I want. I may, be a mean 60-year-old, but I understand Little Drummer Boy. Little Drummer Boy was coming to my defense, and I appreciate that, but sometimes it's just not worth the energy. You can't fix stupid. And all of the reasons as to why I am not covering certain cases were exactly proven in that. Oh, you need a guppy update? Oh, ironically, when I was coming in the studio here to go live this evening, I mentioned something to Mr. Demeanor about the guppies. And I said, well, are you going to be busy? I know you spend, around 2 hours a day taking care of the guppies. And he said, nope. I'm all caught up on the guppies. But I had to have a chat with him because our electric bill, my electric bill? Yeah. He needs to start selling a lot of guppies to make up for this change in electric bill. And he has hundreds of them now. He's now figured out that he allows them to, the mamas to give birth, and then he separates them, the babies from the mamas. And then he puts the mamas then kind of like quarantined all the females together. Here's the problem. I don't know if you all know this, but guppies store the sperm. So they can have babies 2 more times without ever having contact with a male. So there's that. And you have to separate the mamas from the babies because the mama will try to eat the babies. It's a whole thing. I can't tell you how many times I will call him from the store or something like that, or I'm call him on my drive home from work, and he's like, I'm just fishing babies out of here. Just like, this sounds like way too much responsibility. I can't with the guppies. So, yeah, the guppies. He did a trade for some shrimp, some cleaner shrimp, and he did a trade for some, I can't remember what he told me what kind of plant it is, but it's a special kind of plant that helps filter the water and also provides like some oxygenation in the water also. So yeah, it's like It's like a whole ecosystem. Yes, Kelly. And so there are 6 tanks in the house. And then there's a rather large pond. The pond outside has koi in it, so I don't mind that one nearly as much. But then there are 2 smaller ponds outside on my patio area near my pool that also have guppies in them. Yeah. So, yeah, right, Gina? I'm like, whew, that's just too much. And then there for a while, we had one of the tanks that the mamas would commit Harry-Carry and they jump out, and I'm like, what? So we're trying to scoop them up from the carpet, and oh my gosh, way too much stress. I can't. Y'all know I don't do pets. I don't do kids and stuff like that. It's like, ugh. I'm like, Mr. Demeanor, I'm going to need you to get this under control. So, yes, guppies for sale or rent. Tons of them in my ponds. Oh, so that is the guppy update. I think that the breeding has slowed down now that he has separated them in some fashion. So, I'm happy for that. He is completely enthralled and enjoying all of this, and it is worth it for me to know that he is happy puttering away with that while I'm in here chatting with all of you and watching crazy people. So that is your official guppy update. You are welcome, KS Granny. So we've talked about scheduling. I talked about Crime Con. I talked about the Murdoch stuff coming up. I told you about one of my employees is coming to my new team. And so I think the last thing to tell you all is to hit the thumbs up, leave some DNA. Oh, Kristen, hang on. Good luck on your quiz, little drummer boy. Salem, New Jersey, I believe around June 23rd in Miami, Patricia Ripley trial. I don't know anything about the Patricia Ripley trial. And another one is Matthew Gaudreau hit the 2 brothers riding bikes. This one is in Salem, New Jersey. I will have to try to see if I can find anything on that from my resources. And I appreciate you sharing that. So yes, please like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, become a member if you would like. Always appreciated. And with that, I'm going to go stuff my face in some way. It's probably going to be Cheerios this evening because it's late. But you all know it doesn't cost a penny to be kind. So find someone to do something nice for today if you haven't already. And as always,